Previously on Twin Portals.
The Silver Waves of Justice triumphantly returned from Castle Never with the ancient royal crown in hand. Both Lord Dagult and his son Renaer wanted the crown to legitimize their rule, and while they couldn't agree on who should wear it, they did agree that the safety of the city came first. SWOJ was tasked with assembling the pieces of a ritual involving the crown in order to stop the chaotic energies still loose in the city. Their plans were loudly interrupted by the arrival of their friend Mr. E soaring above the city at the head of a flight of dragons. While Zay prepared the crown within the chasm, the rest of SWOJ traveled to Amphail, discovering an intimidating army of soldiers, cultists, and monsters holding the city and the surrounding area hostage. Our heroes snuck into the cavern and gleaned some intel on the activities of the masks. Unfortunately, before rushing back to Neverwinter with ritual crystals in hand, 2 of their dragon allies were captured. The Silver Waves of Justice are prepared to finally return safety to Neverwinter, while darker threats loom across the Sword Coast.
You've all made your way back towards Neverwinter, and the sun is rising in the east as you fly over the city gates towards the Chasm District. Aboard Jack and Jill. What's the tone? What are you somber, cheerful, still playing Matrix music?
Oh, yes.
A little bummed about Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also glad that we made it out of there alive.
Yeah.
Yep. Down in the Chasm District, life is starting to get underway. People are getting up, going about their tasks, checking in on each other. You see Melifarn, the bronze dragon, is clearly visible, coming out of the tunnel that was dug by her and Zay and Shaleheart. And behind Melifarn, you see your friend Zay. Zay, what are you doing? Are you riding one of them or following?
I'm following behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like totally covered in
Caked
dirt
in dirt.
and mud. And,
Yeah. Smelling rich. Where are your other dragons? Where would they be, Mr. E? 'Cause there's a few other ones from the Way of the Balanced Scales.
Right. I think they're watching. They're watching over parts of the city.
Just kind of soaring high above, like birds of prey.
They're not smart, so they're probably sitting around looking at things they find interesting that aren't actually interesting.
Sure. They're out there somewhere.
Yeah. I can call them back if we need them.
Okay. So you guys see Zay, and Zay, I assume you're aware of the dragons in the sky.
Well, now we just came out, right?
Yeah. What do you all do?
Can I see that my friends they've seen me? Do I see them?
I think so. Yeah. And you know that they left on these dragons.
Have we made out that it's Zay if she's all covered with...
I think that would be the assumption if a halfling covered in dirt came out of the tunnel that Zay was digging.
That we saw her go into.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I didn't know they got to ride the dragons. We went down below before they left.
Hi, Zay!
Hi, Zay!
Waving.
Hey!
You guys.
We had a great ride on dragons. It was so awesome.
So fun.
I'm rubbing the inside of my knees. Scales are a little rough from riding the dragons.
You get calluses eventually.
Yeah?
I'm doing it so much.
Yeah. It was a lot. I mean, we were doing loops at one point, and you have to
feel
really...
a little betrayed.
It's one of the most magical things I've ever experienced. How'd it go for you?
I also feel magical. I got to walk behind Melifarn for a very, very long time. I intimately know what the rear end of a dragon looks like. But
Crazy,
I feel
right?
super helpful.
I don't know anything about that. The top of the dragon I know about a little bit. But the behind, I'm still a novice on.
But I feel like the work I did made it all worth it.
Good job, Zay!
Yay!
Melifarn calls out, "Did you bring the crystals?"
We did.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep. Got him in the pack.
Well, now we just need someone to perform the ritual once we've set the crystals up around the chasm.
I thought you were going to do that.
Well, I need to teach someone who will be wearing the crown how to do it.
Oh.
So it has to be one of the special air people.
Someone who's going to wear this crown and wants to learn some magic.
I mean, I want to wear it, but I think it'll melt my head.
And freeze it off at the same time.
Yeah.
I can't speak to that, she says. It definitely has some fire and ice magic in it. I can tell you that.
What if I want to wear it for good intentions? Does that count?
I think the rules were the rightful heir.
Rightful heir. I'm not the rightful heir.
Oh, you're talking about that folk legend Who
Yes,
knows if it's
we
true or
are.
not?
Yeah.
Oh, we were told by lady, I forgot what her name was.
Sandra?
Sandra.
Yeah, we were told by Lady Cassandra that wait, were we? Actually, now that I say that, that's
No,
not
I don't
true.
think
No,
she did.
You said she shrugged.
Yeah.
Maybe it is just folklore.
Now I can't even remember. I think it was a friend of a friend who told me that. So
I think it was a friend of a friend.
Well, what the heck? Ilka jumps off the dragon and goes over to Melifarn and says, I volunteered to try your crown
I think
ritual.
Zay would be holding the crown at this point. So
I look up with Ilka wide-eyed in hesitation. What if we put it on both our heads and it like halves the power?
well, one of your heads will burst out in flames. The other one will freeze off.
We could get a bucket of ice, get a bucket of fire, and
Yeah.
just
Be
put them on
ready
the
for
op.
this.
Yeah.
Melifarn says, while you're all here, I found this down by the lake that we were setting up the ritual nearby. It was the lake where you all fought some kind of aboleth elder.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The bones were down there, like it had been eaten or something.
Oh, what eats aboleths?
Do you know, Zay?
It looked to me like it was gnawed on by a dragon,
Whoa.
perhaps a very ancient red dragon that I also didn't get to ride.
So our bridge dragon woke up and got sushi. Amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
must have. There was a big tunnel from the
Sashimi.
fire river over to the lake. So anyway,
What does that mean, Melifarn? Or Zay? How should we interpret this information?
I think he was hungry because he woke up from his nap.
So is he about to burst out? Like, do we need to be how concerned should we be about the fact that there's an ancient red dragon who's just woken up and had a snack?
Don't think I saw any further signs.
I would be very concerned if he wasn't
activity.
gone, Melifarn says.
Yeah, we were down there quite some time and didn't see any evidence of our
Arcanthos.
It was Arcanthos.
Yeah.
Arcanthos down there.
Oh.
While we were down there, though, I meant to bring this up. I found this on the shore, like it had washed up, and she holds up this little kind of green stone that looks like one of the talismans the Jolly Gents had that they used to teleport in and out. You recognize it as the one that little Joan had before she lost a hold of it during your fight.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Lark will take it.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Hey, Lark,
Yeah.
wait before you go to their secret hideout.
I was just thinking this would be a really great way to get to the secret hideout of the Jolly Gents. I think little Joan was using it to transport in and out.
Oh,
Yeah.
it has portal magic. That explains it.
Yeah, do any of us have slightly more impulse control who could hold on to this?
I think I'm probably the best person to hold on to it.
I don't really have all my pouches anymore, so I feel less inclined. I like pat where they are supposed to be. And
Do you have
it's
a few
just like,
pouches?
I do. I have the ones that Jarlaxle gave me, but
It's like Phantom Limb. He's sort of like,
it is a little. It is
Aw.
a little. I keep going for things, and then they're not actually there.
Hey, Lark, can I see that stone?
Yeah.
I take the stone, I look at it a few times, and then I stick it sort of up my do-rag a little bit on the side, and I tighten it up a little bit.
Like
so
a
I'm just-
pencil kind of
yeah, like a pencil.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, look,
Hey.
it's gone. Haha, sleight of hand.
All right, I'll take it back.
It's gone.
I saw you put it in your do-rag. I'm not dumb.
So
I take Lark aside and be like, he's practicing magic tricks.
I
It'll hurt his ego.
Wait a
Make him
minute.
think it worked.
I pat the other side of my do-rag. I go,
Okay,
no.
in a sense, you guys don't want me to have the portal magic
It's a ritual casting
rock.
thing.
He's going to do children's birthday parties soon. We need to give him time to practice.
That is not true.
Give me
When
10 minutes. You won't ever see this thing again.
when it's time to go reclaim our items and figure out what the heck's going on with that, we'll let you do it.
Nice.
Feels good up there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. you're-
Melifarn leans forward and says, you should all know that I know a little bit about portal magic, and I can tell that whatever this stone connected to, the connection has been severed.
Damn
Oh.
it.
So someone didn't want you following them, I think.
Well, let's
Oh.
just skip it on the lake.
So it's just a stone then.
Well, there is some residual magic. It still has some link to wherever it was going.
Okay. How can we find out where it was going?
I don't know.
Can
Find
someone
someone who knows what it is?
spy on us through it? Can they listen through it?
Unlikely, but maybe.
So we need to find a wizard or something. Like, what sort of person would be able to triangulate one side of a portal magic rock?
Do you know any wizards with experience in these kind of rocks? Any repositories of information that like to, write things down in some kind of a database that you could access?
I do. I'll have to do some research maybe at the appropriate moment.
Okay.
So, Malafarn, can you tell us more about the ritual? What will need to happen?
Yeah.
What ritual? Oh,
With the crown.
To seal the chasm.
Yeah, that
ritual?
ritual.
Let's focus.
You got to be
everyone.
more specific.
That thing we're
Sure.
doing.
Well, we'll need some help setting up these crystals all around the chasm, about halfway up the chasm. And then I'll take someone down there. They'll put on the crown. We'll say some magic words. And that should refresh the seal every full moon.
So this
As long
will
as
need
it's
to
done
be
on the full
done
moon.
every full moon
Yes.
with the crown?
Yes, or something similarly powerful.
Are Renair and Lord Neverwinter, are they here?
They are not like out there near
Okay.
you guys.
Okay.
You know, like where their tent is, like where they've been kind of setting up shop. It's around the chasm a little bit. Yeah. What would you guys like to do? Start setting up crystals or go check in with people or?
I think we should find someone who can continuously wear the crown
Yeah.
and perform the...
Because, I
The
can do
ritual.
it, but I don't know if I can commit to being back here every full moon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should we go look for Renair?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sounds
Okay.
right.
Great. And you make your way around the chasm towards this tent. It's bigger than the last time you were here, just yesterday. It's clearly like some people have arrived. There's a sort of war council going on, even though it's early morning. Like the mist is still settling, but there are many people inside talking in hushed but energized voices about matters of serious import. Do you kind of just stride in boldly, or like what's your entrance? What do you guys do?
Yes.
Describe to me how SWOJ barges into the war council.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Lark will have stomped over, and he throws aside the tent and like, all right, we're back.
And I'll do the little music thing in their ears.
Okay, the discussion immediately stops. It's too loud. Malafarn and Shaleheart wait outside as you all go in.
Yep.
Around this table with a big map of the Sword Coast region in between the Spine of the World Mountains up north and Candle Keep-ish down south. There are these delegates sitting on the table arguing about what their priorities should be. You can see Renair and Dagult Neverember, as well as Zardoz Zord,
Whoa!
one of the captains of the Sea Plum, still wearing very little. Yeah, big red hat. And also Ramalia Haventree from Waterdeep,
Whoa!
your erstwhile friend.
She's back.
She's back.
Ramalia.
She says, "The silver waves of justice.
Yes.
Welcome.
Where have you been?
In Waterdeep."
That's not what we heard in Waterdeep.
Yeah. Well, I've been back for some time now.
Oh.
I've been traveling the world. I left the Harpers for a time.
And Layrel's the one who's also missing.
Oh, I was
He's
thinking
still
of Layrel.
missing.
Yeah.
Right.
Ramalia's there. Okay. Sorry. Thanks for that. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah, I was like, wait, did I forget?
No, yeah. Sorry. I was thinking Layrel.
Scoot's looking back and forth at this conversation with a blank smile on his face.
Yeah, she says, I've stepped away from my business with the Harpers and been more involved in Waterdavian politics, and I'm trying to bring an end to these hostilities and help make sure everyone's taken care of. And you hear like little hears and Zardoz nods with a grin, and Renair and Dagult both seem to agree. There are various other delegates from some of the small towns in the area, as well as some what look like scouts or like sort of like military officers of some kind. And Dagult addresses you and says, "What news?"
We have the crystals.
Great.
And Malafarn will be able to help us. Malafarn, our dragon friend, will be able to help us reseal the chasm. We just need somebody to wear the crown and do it.
I volunteer, says Dagult.
I look at,
Renair looks sour immediately.
Zay looks to see his reaction and kind of starts moving towards Renair.
This person must be able to commit that every full moon they will return to the chasm and perform this exact ritual.
Dagult says, "I understand. There is a teleportation circle in the Hall of Justice. I'm willing to accept this responsibility."
Hey, Renair, what do you think about this?
He's listening. He leans forward and says, "Father, perhaps someone with more availability. I'm in town, not busy with ruling as much as you are. Maybe I could take on this task for the city. It's my way of helping. while you're busy keeping everyone safe. And Daggle froze his brows. Do you guys want to interject anything or just let them hash it out?
I'm like nodding along with Renaer, like, oh, I was so convinced, right? Trying to give the
Yeah.
Yep.
If there's any truth to the legend that the true heir must wear the crown, then the youngest heir seems like the wisest choice.
Oh, I'm convinced, eh?
Do one of you guys want to make a persuasion roll towards one case or another? Or to try to get them to get along? Or...
I don't feel like I got skin in this game.
I
so
don't know.
I
I wish
Yeah,
I wish I knew which was the right answer, but I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
I like Renaer and not Daggle. So.
Right.
yeah.
However, if we're wrong, it'll melt Daggle's head.
And freeze it off at the same time.
Right.
Right, which means that Rainier also, Zay says out loud, isn't meant to be the heir, perhaps, because he's heir through his father.
Oh, interesting.
Here you go, Daggle. No, just kidding.
Ramalia leans forward and says, we face so many threats right now that I think you two should maybe set aside your differences and share the load.
Oh,
yeah.
You both seem a little suspicious about that. But,
Every other month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Is Melifarn willing to teach 2 people? Then we could take you both down there.
From outside, you hear, yeah,
Thank you, Melifarn.
no problem.
Which also would not be a bad plan, meaning absolutely no threat to either of you, but these are dangerous times, and if one of you goes down, then at least we have a backup plan who can keep this seal closed.
Saying that, they both nod in agreement. They're like, the safety of Neverwinter clearly is of a priority to both of them more than their own egos. Like, if anything is,
Sick.
that's the path. You can tell just by their reactions.
Great.
Nice.
Mr. E goes up and hugs them together.
Group hug.
Yeah.
Zay takes a peek at the map that they have been gathered around, looking to, in the Amphale area, looking to try to figure out what have they been working on together.
And Scoot has been eyeing up Zardos Zord and trying to be better than him, try to have better posture. Just
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to,
You are bigger than him.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
a start.
like you stand next to him and kind of like overshadow him a little bit.
No, yeah, just
Just kind of leaning in.
still trying to one up Zardos. They never seem to be able to.
Okay, well, Daggle and Renaer kind of politely get out of Mystery's hug and look at each other and have this sort of...
It's not easy, though.
No, you're
I'm hugging tight.
when you let them, basically, as much as they want to have control.
I whisper, balance.
What did Zay see on the map?
And they seem to take note of that a little bit. On the map, you see different things marked out. And as the discussion starts to resume, you also pick up from the conversation around you that there are many threats assailing the Sword Coast right now, like Waterdeep and Luskan. Zardoz is there representing Luskan, the city of pirates to the north, as well as other former members of the Lord's Alliance, which was this big collection of different city-states on the Sword Coast, are there from Daggolt's summons to talk about their own issues and find a way to work together to solve them. Waterdeep is being threatened by dragons to the south. Luskan is being threatened by barbarians, as well as the dwarves in the Mithril Halls to the north are being threatened by these armies of Regedians. Different tribes are uniting for some reason. There's a lot of talk about the cult of the dragon, as well as what could possibly be inciting these barbarians to the north. They don't know. And then there's this huge force in Amphale that has been sort of fanning out and attacking the nearby towns. The scouts are reporting that they clearly look like they're armed as an invasion force, and they've already razed and pillaged the town of Tribor to the north, and many other smaller settlements in between Amphale and Tribor. It's unclear what their goals are, but they're not willing to take what they need to keep their people fed and paid. So something needs to be done.
Did we bring down the dragon ward for Waterdeep? It's still there. We can
Still-
just let people through it. We can let dragons through it.
I think that's what Mr. E was doing with the Dragon Council.
Right,
Yeah.
Oranax has it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a dragon in Waterdeep deciding which dragons get to come in and out of Waterdeep.
Seems reasonable. No problems there.
No ethical issues. There's also like strange cultists to the south near Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate doesn't even have a representative here. So everyone's kind of making their case for help to be sent to their cities. No one's really willing to commit to this force near Amphale right now. Yeah. Do you guys have any input on that, or are you just kind of listen and move?
I'll share whatever seems relevant from what we've learned, in our time in Amphail, about the Regheads and the Zentrim and the dragons that turn into elves, the black dragons. Yeah, just all of the things that we just experienced. If any of that seems helpful, I'll share it at this point.
And all the details of the Concord Jewel and the cavern within and all that stuff?
Oh, I probably wouldn't mention that, especially since it was gone when we were there, right?
Yeah. And this,
Right.
6 hours ago, adventure, there was no Concord Jewel.
Right.
Yeah, should I mention? I don't think Lark would mention that off the bat. Maybe someone else will, but he wouldn't.
Okay. Anyway, the different leaders assembled ask you, what do you think they're doing down there?
They have dangerous creatures, such as peritons, and that they are hoping to manipulate into helping them. We don't know how or why. Peritons usually aren't malleable.
What's the connection between the cult of the dragon and the barbarians and these Zentarim? Who's leading them behind the scenes?
Nancy.
Yeah, we think it might be the necromancer is in some capacity involved there, but we're not quite certain.
The necromancer?
Well, just a necromancer, I guess.
Do you have any more information? You know this necromancer?
Yeah, we call him Nancy. We met him in Colat Towers. He cloned me.
Romalia stares at you.
He wears a phantom mask that doesn't mean anything.
He wears
yet.
a mask?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and he keeps cloning himself, so there's a bunch of him.
A half mask that slices across his face.
We think he's a clone of Manshoon, possibly. I look at Dagalt quickly.
Yeah. Ramali's like, are you speaking of a clone of Manshoon right as you say Manshoon at the same time?
Yes.
And the room gets a little quiet and everyone kind of looks around and all these leaders have heard of Manshoon. It wasn't that long ago that Manshoon was terrorizing people. It was a couple hundred years.
You guys might have met him. He's one of the people, or those clones are some of the people who were bringing the deliveries to keep the chasm sealed.
Everyone turns and stares at Daggle.
Right?
I love our info dumps on NPCs.
Well, Zardoz doesn't seem surprised, but Romalia is like, what does he mean by this, Daggold? And Daggold says, well, it's a long story, but we made a deal with these mercenaries called the Masks a long time ago to keep the seal intact in exchange for giving them, a lot of money, a lot of sway within the city. It seemed like a fair deal, not my favorite deal, but it worked and it kept the people safe. And that deal lasted a long time until just recently, when these silver waves of justice arrived in Neverwinter and everything fell apart. What did you say happened down there in that cave again?
Another clone of Manshoon pretending to be Rowan Crooks.
Rowan Crooks?
Yeah, the fictional character.
The broadsheet character?
Yeah, yep. And some other hangers-on called the Jolly Gents. They went down and tried to. They didn't try to. They successfully killed the. I don't know what kind of creature was down there.
A young elder?
Like some kind of god or something. I'm not sure.
This was the giant fish with the dangly?
Yep,
Yeah.
the giant fish with the dangly, and they killed it, and it broke the seal, and we couldn't stop them because we were hampered by the city guard.
Ooh.
Daggle's jaw is like on the floor. He's picking it back up again slowly. Everyone else is staring at you like you're crazy. Like you just said that Prince Valiant is fighting Cthulhu in the bowels below Neverwinter.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it's also true.
Stranger things have happened.
That's right.
Well, Romalia, for her part, seems to give what you say credibility, and Zardoz as well. So it's mainly just kind of like the small town people, not the, small town people are like, what is she talking about? And they look at Daggold, and he says, well, we've found a better solution now. We're no longer under their sway. However, I think that because our agreement with the Masks has deteriorated, they potentially have ill will towards Neverwinter. So I think we should get this seal restored and then figure out what we need to do to stop whatever they're planning.
That sounds great.
All right.
Should we have another hug?
Can you wait outside?
Sure,
And
oh.
we can talk about your reward after the meeting is concluded. Unless you want to be a part of this meeting, you're welcome to.
Is this information we're going to find useful?
Or could this be an email?
Well, we can summarize. We can say that
Yeah,
if you
okay,
stick
great.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be better
Well-
narratively for listeners of a podcast.
Yes, you generally learn that the people, the different leaders of the Sword Coast want to rebuild some kind of an alliance again. Not the Lord's Alliance, because that kind of fell apart and was kind of self-serving for each leader, but they all have an interest in forming some kind of a Sword Coast alliance. And they're all asking for help, any kind of forces. Neverwinter has none to spare. Nobody seems to really have anything to spare, so it's up to you guys. They're kind of glancing at Melifarn outside, and Mr. E, and like Romalia at least understands that you have a lot of influence with dragons.
Oh, glancing like they're hoping
Like
to
maybe
use
you
them.
could send some dragons over to help us out.
Well, I know where we could get 2 more dragons.
We actually need a recon mission to rescue 2 of our dragon friends.
Yeah.
That's high on our priority list.
Okay. Where are they?
Amphale.
Amphale, in the heart of the enemy camp.
Where we just went to get these crystals.
And are these shrewd dragons? Are they going to spill the beans as to where they're from?
No,
what their plans?
Never.
Not a chance.
Oh, God.
Unless
told
they
them-
trick them.
And you didn't tell anyone who you were? No one saw you on your way in or out?
Oh, people definitely saw us on the way in or out.
Yeah. We talked to lots of people.
Did you tell them who you were?
No, we were in disguise.
I said I was Scoot.
Oh, we did meet people in the sticks.
Well, we ran into Nancy.
No, who did we meet out in the woods?
Oh, Leah. Leah was out there, right?
Leo was out there.
Yeah.
And the Circle of Dusk.
Yes, we
And
told
Crow.
them.
They're cool.
Well, it sounds like the enemy might know that you were there. Their defenses might be increased, Daggalt says, as the meeting is wrapping up. So we might need to be a bit more careful the next time we fly in by night. Maybe bring some stealth magic, some kind of charms of some kind, some kind of way of getting in there more quietly.
Well, they actually just dug a big access hole for us.
Yeah, moonhole.
Mm.
So what do we need? Like 200 feet of rope? Get this done?
Yeah. Also, I feel like you're doing it's a little bit of armchair quarterbacking here. You weren't there.
You're right.
So
You're right. I
it's-
should trust you to your methods.
We did the best we could given the circumstances.
Renair and Daggalt take you guys outside once the meeting is wrapped up. And they ask you, like, discreetly, how can we reward you for all of your help to Neverwinter? Do you want titles, land, money?
Yes.
Yeah.
A pizza party.
Yeah, we were thinking another secret hideout and some cash would be helpful. We keep really careful books, so we know we always know how much money we have.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a headquarters
Mhm.
here as well. And our headquarters are known to be friendly to dragons, so that could be of benefit to Neverwinter as well.
Daggalt looks at Renair and says, well, I promised them 5,000 gold coins each and some real estate. What did you promise them? Daggalt's like, kind of similar, but without the money. So why don't we split this up? And Daggalt says, I can give you each 5,000 gold for your services. Even you, Mystery,
Yeah.
of course. And Renair says, well, we've got a couple places that have opened up that I think you might like. Let me know what you think. The first option is this floating spire you see in the distance over there.
Oh my God.
And he points to the northeastern side of the city at this like floating wizard tower that's a couple hundred feet up from the ground.
I
And
mean,
he
you don't even
says-
need to say the next option, but
That
Yeah.
shining tower over there
Wait.
is known as the Shard of Moonlight.
Uh-huh.
It's an old wizard's tower that
Yeah.
got teleported over the city a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was formerly connected to the Shadowfell. It was cleansed by Selûne about 10 years ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's mostly a tourist destination. They say at nighttime, a magical staircase made of stars descends down from the tower into the city.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Magical staircase.
Possibly still connected to the Shadowfell.
Magical
And within that tower is a functioning teleportation circle.
What shape is the staircase?
Spiral.
Next. You have something on the docks, one
the other
room.
option is on the north side of the Chasm District. It's a place formerly known as the Riverside Inn. It's now abandoned, but it's this great old tavern, 2-story, some docks on the river,
Oh,
and a
come on.
functioning hot spring. In the
Come
back.
on.
It's right above the waterfalls down to where the river really kind of chasms out.
It's got water features.
It's got a sauna.
It's a fixer-upper, but it's a nice place.
I can't believe you guys are
We've
not
done that
picking the.
before.
Yeah, this is exactly like Troll Skull. What is our secret hideout called in Troll Skull Alley?
Which one's going to be easier to keep as a secret?
The tourist destination in the sky.
Yeah,
I
I don't
shouldn't say
know.
occasionally,
You're
doesn't
turning
get a
down
lot-
the shard.
When I say tourists, I mean like occasional wizards, not like just everyone, because you got to teleport up there to even see it.
Can can anyone actually own the shard? Is this like when people buy
The Brooklyn Bridge.
That's
yeah,
a fair question.
They're like, that star is mine. It's not. You have a piece of paper.
Well, it belongs to the city right now legally, so I could write it over to you. Is
Oh
what
my
I'm
gosh, I can't.
Okay, what's the third option? Did you say third option?
saying. Just 2.
Oh, just 2. Oh no, not just. I mean, very good option.
What's the what's
Or you can live underground if you want.
what's the face value of the spire in the sky?
Who are you
Priceless.
asking, Renair or Daggle?
I'm opening this up. Yeah, whoever.
Okay, Renair says, well, my artisans valued a teleportation circle once, and it takes a year of casting the spell
Okay.
again and again in the same location. So if you consider man hours and materials,
Mhm.
about 50 gold pieces of materials a day, plus the hours of time for a wizard to teleport up there, teleport back down
Just the
again,
bottom is
plus
all I
administrative
need.
fees,
Just the bottom of the sheet.
mobilization
Look,
costs,
go look.
it adds up to at least like 50 to 60,000 gold
Just for the
in
circle.
value. Just for the
Just
circle.
for the circle.
This
So
is
let's-
really a one-of-a-kind offer.
Let's get that, flip it, and then buy something else.
The thing is, Scoot, I'm offering this because I know you people will take care of it, not because you're going to monetize it. And he looks at you significantly.
I have absolute stars in my eyes. That sparkly tower is the answer for Ilka.
Versus the waterfall,
It's a hot springs.
hot spring.
Yeah.
But it's a fixer-upper. There's going to be mold down there. Hot springs in a derelict inn.
Fine.
Let's go.
We could also
Mister,
look
you
at
grab
Take
on
us
the
take us
dragon.
to the neon light.
Yeah.
What if we
There are a
look at
few floating islands in there, but
them
it's not the
before
only
making?
one.
What if we look at them before making our decision?
I mean,
what
you
would that
can.
be like?
Yeah,
Also, I think the spire would be a great place for dragons to land. Going back to Zay's earlier point,
it is.
if we were
yes.
looking at a place to kind of get dragons in and out of the city,
Or they could soak
In the hot springs.
in the
In
hot
the-
springs.
in the human-sized 2-story tavern.
The dragons can really do whatever they want.
I mean, yes.
Yeah, Dragon was soaking in a different hot spring below the city earlier.
That's right.
Hey, quick question. Is it time crucial that we go seal up the chasm
Yeah. So
before we go on a real estate tour?
Yes.
Fair.
do we? Well, what I'm wondering is do you need our assistance placing the crystals, or is this something you can just that they can go with Melifarn and learn?
I kind of want to go learn it as a backup plan.
So we can fully earn our 5,000 gold.
Sure.
I want to go watch in case their heads catch on fire.
And melt at the same time.
So
There's some-
Neverwinter engineers have already been setting up the crystals around the chasm during the day. But yeah, Daggleton, Renair, and a small group of guards. What's up, Zay?
Oh, so our Trollskull Manor name is the Spirit Wine or Juice Bar. So I was thinking, I'm trying to think of a name for our new shard. And I have
Shard.
stars will open journeys. I don't know.
Ooh.
We'll see. I'm gonna workshop
Workshop it.
So-
Yeah.
Nice.
Just asking people on the way there.
Shard will. Yeah.
What do you think of this name versus this name?
Plus, did you
Yeah.
guys start making a teleportation circle in Trollskull before you
Uh-huh.
left?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I believe
Yeah.
you did. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Drew or the I forget what her name was. Somebody was going to come and put one in there, and we were allowing her to.
Volcoria? was
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yeah. So that could lead to something too in the future.
yeah. We
having a
could
couple
go back and
teleportation
forth
circles.
between. Oh man, we could get back home so fast.
Uh-huh.
The journey is the fun part, not the destination.
Yeah, but if you want to go see
Whatever.
Taga,
I'm not listening.
you could get there in a minute.
Not listening.
Taga
instead
could see
of-
Neverwinter.
Yeah,
I take the jewel that's out of my do-rag and I just start flaunting it. I'm tossing it up in the air and throwing it. It's just like,
Roll sleight of
Don't
hand.
lose that.
All right, down into the mountain.
that was going to be a
Mini
20
chasm.
too. 10. 7.
10 and a 7.
No, it actually is a 7. I didn't know if the dot went on the bottom or the top,
Got it.
so I thought it was a 9.
So you fumble it a little bit, and you kind of do like the bouncing ball thing, like you're catching it, but it keeps slipping out of your hands a couple times.
Yeah.
Very comical, and it kind of bounces past Lark before you finally get a hold of it. But as it ranges over to Lark,
Lake's gonna try to grab that
okay,
because he's afraid it's gonna fall into the chasm or into the sewer grate or something.
sleight of hand.
Don't you have like a +7 already?
So I have a 15.
15. Yeah, I'll say Lark is the one that catches it then,
All right.
as you make your way over to him.
Scoot, you almost dropped that.
I don't care.
What?
I don't care.
This is how we're going to find our stuff. We
What?
can't get to Rowan Crooks. He's got all of our things.
I'm waving, pushing the blah, 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 blah. Let's go to the big sparkle thing.
So what do you do with it, Lark, as you're holding it?
I will just put it safely in my pocket.
Okay. As it gets close to Antediluvian Jake's tablet, there's this like spark of energy between the two. Like you hear like kind of a crackling sound and kind of like a dial-up modem screeching a little bit. Like
Wonder how much of
and
our
like
audience
kind of
will get that.
and kind of a shaking feeling from the tablet wherever you have it, Lark.
Whoa! This made Antediluvian Jake's tablet buzz.
Ooh.
Firmware update.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, this is a thing we need to explore once the chasm is sealed, I think.
Okay, so you're making your way down to the chasm then.
Yeah.
Priorities.
And Melifarn shows you all the ritual, you and Daggelt and Renair. Who's all practicing? Ilka?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Nobody's worried about it? Cool.
It's a little bit out of my zone.
Zay, who are you going to give the crown to first?
I thought,
Or Ilka already had it?
no, I guess I am still holding on to it.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to Daggelt just in case it melts
Okay.
his head.
And Daggelt holds it out and says, should we all hold it and do the ritual?
Ooh.
Maybe?
They
Yeah, if you
respect
don't actually
this.
have to wear it.
They respect this legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reach out and I put a hand on it.
Great. And you perform the ritual. There's chanting. There's runes that light up on the ground that Melifarn has carved with Zay's help. Shaleheart's watching too, but they're keeping a distance. And swirling energy of ice and fire, like spirals of ice shoot up for a second. Fire courses around you and then spirals up into the cavernous heights of this lake chamber that you're in. And nobody's head melts off. You kind of hear a whoosh.
Did
There's silence.
anyone's head freeze off?
Yes, everyone's head freezes.
No!
No.
Oh.
You're all good. There's no head damage, no head trauma.
Mr. E is disappointed.
Yeah, just coursing energy coming from this
Anticlimactic.
helmet. Now, who's going to let go of the helmet first? The crown first. Daggelt and Renair don't.
I thank them both for being part of this ritual and say that we will keep the crown safe until next month, and I don't let go.
They look at each other and look at you and say, well, Renair says first, look, I don't care who gets the crown, but one of us needs to take care of it, Ilka. If you're going on adventures, you can't be carrying it with you.
Is there a place?
I respect you. I trust you.
You're not wrong. Stuff happens. Is there a place in the city it will be safe?
Good question. The Hall of Justice is as good as any, I guess. It's one of our most well-defended strongholds, although you all snuck into the dungeons.
What? How'd you know about that? Wait, I'm not down there.
Didn't you tell them about it? I think you did.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And he says, oh, by the way, that one thug that you all captured, that really strong-looking woman with the camouflage armor, she
Little Joan?
escaped from the Hall of Justice during the
no.
chaos, so...
So I guess it's not that safe.
Yeah.
Hall of Justice.
Yeah, that's
Well,
came to mind.
from
Open
the-
door policy there.
At least the prisons aren't very safe.
It's on the honor system.
Yeah, we'll put it in the sealed... We'll use Mordenkainen's seal to keep it safe. That always works.
We could leave it with our spider friend at the top of the castle.
Oh, yeah, I could go back under the... Oh, we smashed apart the hiding place.
That was for the key.
Oh,
No.
that's right.
We put it on the spider's head.
You could put it back on the head of that lady.
Oh, yeah, I could go back in the crypt.
Would she give it back every month?
Am I even in
Were
this
you
conversation?
asking one
I
of
can't. I
them?
think I didn't go down. So I'm like,
Oh, you didn't go down?
oh, did I? Okay,
I think everyone
we went
did.
as a group. All right.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but you told me all about it.
So, do you all march back up and out? It's the end of the day?
Yep.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
chasm's
so the
resealed.
Are they all
Chasm's
still
sealed.
holding the crown together?
Just walking
I
up.
think we'll say Renair is holding it. Daggelt
Ilka will
is,
accept that.
I mean, the guards that are all there are all Daggelt's guards. He's not feeling like he's at risk of losing it, so... Yeah, so Renair is going to take it to the Hall of Justice with his dad.
Nice job, everybody.
Say wants to check in with Shaleheart. Is
Yeah.
she stuck above?
She follows up to the surface and then kind of stays within the tunnel there. What do you want to say
So
to her?
she's not sealed beneath the chasm
no,
anymore.
No. Like that tunnel you guys
Okay.
made is an easy way down.
Okay. Shaleheart, I'm just so glad that you're able to find a new home above the seal.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'm going to try to find some work in the city now. I hear there's a lot of carpentry and repair work to do, so maybe I'll be digging out some foundations.
Yeah, I've been watching you. You're really,
Thanks.
Tell him SWOJ sent you.
While you're out there, maybe you can find out why me and my family can talk, because I've heard other bulettes, we're called bulettes, I've learned. Most bulettes are more wild, so it's kind of a mystery to me.
Oh.
Do you remember being taught to talk?
No, just good.
And is this ability to talk to each other new? Or that you could always talk to other bulettes, but now you can talk to us?
Well, we can always communicate with bulettes, but we can talk with, like, people, too. You people, you soft and four-legged types.
Yeah, so you've gained some powers of speech.
Mm-hmm.
Did you eat something else magical that could talk?
I eat a lot of magical stuff. Probably could, yeah.
We unearthed Kirby.
I don't know the connection, though.
We'll look into it, Shaleheart. See what we can find.
Thanks, you guys. Keep in touch. Good luck in that flying place. Sounds risky to me.
The floating spire.
Yep.
I don't know how we get to it except for on moonlit night.
Yep.
I have dragons, guys.
Yeah,
So,
we have dragons. That's
As
true.
they're parting with you, Renaer and Dagult explain that the teleportation circle in the spire is already attuned to the Hall of Justice and to the Moonstone Mask Inn and to the Mages Guild on the east side of town. So there's
So-
3
Dang.
ways,
Wow.
So anyone can come drop in on us. That's what you're saying.
potentially.
What was
Great.
the third place?
The Mages Guild, the Hall of
Mages Guild,
Justice, and the
thank you.
Moonstone Mask.
Okay, so we can get up there and back.
So we will have at least a couple trick-or-treaters this year.
Possibly. You might have to have some talks with the owners of those establishments.
I think we build an Iron Maiden around the teleportation circle.
Oh, yeah.
So just
That's
a
good.
cage with
That's
a whole
good
bunch.
idea.
Yeah.
You appear in it and you're immediately pierced.
Yeah. Just rage before you teleport, man. Just easy.
Traps all around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do y'all go? You're wished a peaceful night by the Neverember family.
Should I try to see what's going on with this rock and the obsidian tablet?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we have some options.
What were you supposed to look up?
Well, we're trying to figure out what to do when a portal magic thing has been severed. Can we kind of tell where it was originally pointing to, even though the other end has been disconnected?
We also said that we would check in with Vincent Trench, that he would have some information for us by this point regarding my siblings.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How do
And
we
back
get
in
to-
Waterdeep.
Yeah, should we?
Well, yep, we have a whole bunch of options here. We also have the dragons to rescue and what's going on with the War Council and all of that as well.
And all your money hasn't been dropped off yet, but presumably it will be
so
soon.
Don't leave.
Okay, we'll stay here for a little while.
Let's go check out the spire. It's ours now.
Sure.
So head towards the Moonstone Mask Inn. Maybe.
Or
Since
what's
it's-
closest? Which is the closest portal?
It would be the Hall of Justice, a little bit closer.
How far is the thing?
The spire?
Yeah, the spire.
I mean, it's like a good third of the way across the city, but it's also hovering up a couple hundred feet in the sky, so you could fly up there.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to get on a
dragons.
dragon's, eh?
So Hall of Justice?
Yeah, I don't
What
know.
was
It's the weather's looking dicey. I'm not sure we should take dragons
It
up
is
there.
pretty windy.
Probably check out the security there too. I mean, we beat it. Little Joan beat it. I mean, and it's if people can get in there, they can just get into our new home now, right? So
I grab Mr. E's hand and just start walking.
Let's go.
So which dragon do you want to ride, Zay?
We got Jack, he's a silver dragon, and we got Jill, she's a white dragon.
Oh, the white dragon.
Also, I could call Superman. That's another one of my dragons.
He's a leopard guy.
Yeah, you should take Superman up.
He's a leopard.
Yeah.
I'll take Jill.
Jill scowls at you for her part. She's a very
She's-
aloof dragon.
She's grumpy.
My favorite kind.
How do you approach Jill?
Do you have any what do white dragons I'd like to figure out if I know what white dragons like to eat.
Sure.
Just hopefully not
Roll nature.
halflings. Oh. I rolled a 3 and I have a +5.
You think they really like
So it's an 8.
large gristly meat? Like if you imagine their diet being like sea lions and walruses and polar bears, stuff with a lot of fat to it. That's kind of a white dragon's prime sustenance.
Okay. Zay's a little bummed because all she has is some alcohol-soaked jerky.
Yeah.
But she pulls it out of her pocket or her pouch and kind of holds it up, looking up with big eyes at the white dragon as an offering.
And Jill leans down, sniffs it, and then gingerly, huge knife-like dragon teeth out, kind of scrapes it out of your hand and eats it and licks her lips and says, rum. And then just kind of regards you a little bit more casually. Yeah.
May I ride you? Can we have a place that you can roost?
Hop up. Daylight's leaving.
All right. I climb carefully onto her back and just very excitedly feeling the scales and trying to find situate myself on her neck and hold on tight.
Nice. And you all take off?
Yeah.
Are we? There's not enough dragons for all of us, right?
There are 3. There's Melifarn, Jack, and Jill, at least. And E.
Sure, I'll hop on whatever dragon is.
Do you give any direction, E, or does everyone just the dragons know what to do?
Hang on, everybody. Dragons, this would be an easy thing to find. It's the glowy shard thing over there.
Oh, jeez.
Focus. Let's go.
It is glowing a little bit in the moonlight already. So, yeah, Zay, it's hard to hold on, but you got some scales, some spikes to kind of, cling to. And you all whoosh up into the air. You can see this soft, kind of purplish glow coming from the chasm now that wasn't there before.
Ooh.
I'm whooping and hollering like Bastion on the back of the luck dragon.
Oh, yeah. Both hands in the air. You almost fall backwards. Who's riding with Zay?
Probably Mr. E.
E and Scoot, maybe? You're
Sure.
both on Jill
I'm on
before.
Melifarn.
Yeah. And Lark, who's your dragon buddy?
Whichever was
Jack
closest.
and
Yeah,
someone?
sure.
And you make your way to the Spire of Moonlight. It looks kind of like if you imagine like a marble, kind of like the gazebo at the Rose Garden for the Duluthans. It's got like several thick columns all around it. It's maybe 100 by 100. And these columns form these huge arches that are just open to the elements and this big main kind of plaza level. And then there are a couple of staircases that kind of wind up towards some closed off upper rooms above. It's kind of a tower shape. So you got this big main area where dragons could easily alight and leave, with a big magic circle in the middle, and then staircases kind of winding up away from there. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Is there any dwelling place in it? Bedrooms?
up the
It's
stairs,
just arches?
it's closed off.
Okay.
Yeah, the upper levels.
It's just the landing bay.
Gotcha.
Yep, pretty
Is
much.
on the bottom.
It's like a big
instead of
bird
the top.
cage, kind of. Yeah,
Ooh. Neat. I'm fascinated. What's it made of?
some kind of stone, some kind of dark stone,
Opaque or translucent?
opaque. Yeah, it's kind of marbly, but more dark than light.
This place is awesome, Scoot. What do you think?
I start setting up camp in the roost.
Oh, don't you want to go upstairs?
No, I'm good.
The view is incredible. You can see the whole city from
I can
here
see the whole
easily.
city from right where I'm standing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
view here is way better than it would have been in that other place.
Yeah, maybe. Guess we won't know.
Say's making plans for temporary shelter for Scoot on this level and where the dragons are going to hang out. Maybe making big plans for how she's going to turn this into a second home.
I start setting up a hammock and I'm done.
Nice.
What's up in the roost?
So there's some more private quarters. There are a few different rooms, different places where there's a wizard's study of some kind. A storage room, then a couple of kind of bunk-looking areas. Nice enough, well provisioned. No food, but as you're all kind of exploring and setting up, there's a whoop on the teleportation circle, and a couple of Neverwinter guards drop off some big chests of gold, and some supplies, some food, some bedrolls, some things to
Awesome.
get cozy.
Nice.
Yeah. So you all relax for the night?
Mr. E is carving SWOJ plus Mr. E with a heart around it
On what?
on one of the columns.
Okay. Cool.
You're the person who went to the Coliseum and just started scraping initials
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
And as you're
God.
all resting, you can see this like staircase sort of made of stars kind of shimmering into existence, like coming off of one edge of the birdcage area, extending downwards towards the city. It's unclear where it ends from up there. Like there's just buildings down there, like a regular city block.
I immediately go over to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to see it and touch it.
Yeah, it's solid. It's cool to the touch. It seems like it's made of stars. It kind of like forms under your hand as you touch it. A little denser than it was. Like little tiny glowing motes.
I'm going to walk on it and see what happens and walk up and down it and play with it and poke it.
Sure. Like all the way down? Just explore the whole thing?
Does it make any sound? Like when I
That'd be great. But
knock on the stars?
no, it's a sort of like dense magical energy, so it doesn't like tink 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 as you walk down it. But as you go further down, you notice that your surroundings kind of get darker and darker until it's almost like you're walking like in outer space. It's just kind of this like murky void around you. And it also gets colder and colder as you go downwards and downwards. Like the starriness transitions into kind of like the coldness of space. Do you keep going?
Yeah, I'm going to put my dancing lights around me.
Okay.
Ilka, where are you going?
I want to see where the staircase
You can
goes.
barely hear
It
Lark.
just goes down to
Like,
the city.
It's muffled. It's far away.
This is amazing.
What?
You guys
I
can't even hear Ilka. Yeah.
Before the guards leave, can I have asked them a question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can they send out word that we're looking for someone who can offer advice on teleportation magic, portal magic,
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and that they can find us at the top of the staircase?
At the spire.
The shard of moonlight that
shard.
everyone in the city knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. As you get to the bottom, you step suddenly off of star motes onto like cold stone, like dark stone. And ahead of you with your dancing lights, you can see what looks like a hallway extending forwards, like underground almost, with like tapestries and murals lining the walls.
What?
Yeah.
What's on the tapestries?
From the distance, you can kind of see, you see motifs of like wheels, like kind of like clocks, like with different spokes, and it's hard to see unless you like really get in there and look.
Yeah, I'm probably still remembering getting stuck to that tapestry.
Mhm.
So I think Ilka, for all her curiosity, would not go and heavily peer at these.
You do see there's a lot of raven motifs, like birds and crows, especially ahead of you. That part's obvious, even from a distance.
Does this logically make sense that this could be directly below?
No,
Okay.
not at all. You'd be like under the buildings that were below you at this point.
Neat. Is the staircase, can I get back out? Am I stuck down here?
You can get back out. Yep.
I'm hesitant to explore it too much without the staircase. Ilka's instinct is if she goes exploring this new place, she'll come back and find the staircase is gone.
Yeah,
So,
and you know that it does disappear in the daytime too.
Yep.
So
I'm going to head out, head back up, and tell the others what I found.
nice.
I thought it just went down to the city.
Right? Me too. Turns out, no, it's into a hallway full of corvids.
That sounds amazing.
Whoa.
Let's go.
But if there's anything down there, it can get up here. So,
Scoot, you're on first watch.
Yeah, apparently.
yeah, watch for some crows.
I
Sure.
don't even move from my hammock, but I do flip over so I can see the staircase.
Does the staircase appear every night or only on certain moons?
You don't know.
What's the moon currently?
It's just past full moon. It was a full moon a couple nights ago.
Scoot, if
So-
you're going to stay down here in this area, we're going to have to set up one of those like galleon privies, like just that sort of hangs over the edge.
Oh, right, yeah. Don't,
Well, I
Sprinkle
mean,
on the city.
I can just kind of hang over the edge. I just go to the
just hold on
yeah. I got one
to
arm.
one of the columns.
Yeah,
Oh, the poor people of Neverwinter.
be like Jack, Jill, don't look.
Yeah, the place doesn't have a bathroom that you know of.
What?
So it's
How
part
many-
of the wizard tower.
How
is
does the
separate.
plumbing work?
Does it have any corners?
It does have corners.
There
yeah.
we go.
And lots of edges.
Oh,
my
no.
God,
Perfect.
It's gonna smell so bad.
We'll bring in some houseplants.
Yeah. You
I
know,
could even just go on the edge and then kick it off.
We're just going to teleport down to the Hall of Justice all the time.
I feel like in 50 episodes, we've never been concerned about how we're gonna go to the bathroom.
But suddenly,
Well, somebody questioned it, and I provided two solutions right away.
I do want to, before we get onto deciding which of these 20 new quests to embark on, I want to look at the obsidian tablet and the pebble and just sort of see what I can figure out.
Okay.
So try holding it closer. Does it seem like is the tablet at risk of being damaged in some way.
Where are you like sitting like by Scoot right now, like
Yeah.
in the birdcage
Yep.
area? Yeah, you notice that as you bring the stone closer, this little seraphinite green stone, over to the tablet, it kind of crackles with this green lightning a little more the closer you bring it to it, like a kind of magnetic, static kind of thing. Roll investigation.
16.
16. Yeah, you notice that the text, like the screen part, like the flat part of the obsidian tablet, letters form that at first don't make sense. They don't match any of the text you've seen before. Like the font is kind of different, and there's all these garbled symbols. But as you stare at it, it starts to make sense. Like the letters kind of morph towards common as something you can understand as you're holding it. And I'm going to read to you what it says. It says, as my memory erodes, I commit these truths to record that a trusted young friend might one day understand. If our mission goes as planned, then Crooks has the hungering shard. It is only a matter of time before Crooks learns to weaponize it. I pray that someone stops him before catastrophe reaches Faerun.
Oh my.
And then there's a bunch of other information too, describing like the past of the Jolly Gents and where their secret base is. Just skimming it, you can see there's all this stuff. So if you want to know the deets, they're in there.
Awesome. Is that a thing maybe we do offline, or
we can do it now? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to, like,
I want to keep scanning. If Scoot is, Zay, are you down here too? Mr. E too? Also, I'll share what I'm finding, and I guess while we're waiting for Ilka to show back up, or no, you've come up already. We talked about it. Yeah, everyone's here. I'll share as I read what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it essentially says that the Jolly Gents were all killed by Manchun in the original attack when Manchun split into his clones and Rowan Crooks took over. Rowan Crooks harvested their souls in phylacteries and has been killing them and reviving them for years ever since. Where he keeps their souls is in a place of negative energy, and over time it's corrupted their spirits to the point where they're more easy to control. Sometimes they resist, but mostly they do what Crooks demands.
Faux crooks, right?
Faux crooks, right.
Yeah,
so Jake started using his tablet as a bulwark against this change. He started trying to record what he could secretly to try and retain his memories and a record of what's going on with these people. But there's this sort of inner voice that pushes them towards Crooks's will.
Whoa.
Lurk, does it say where he keeps the phylacteries?
I look.
Yeah, it says there's a highlighted part that says location of the secret base, as if like knowingly of who'd be reading it. It says it's in the reanimated husk of Zentil Keep, which is the former lair of Manchun before he split up. It was ripped from the material plane and brought to the skies above the Shadowfell, in the shadow of the Fortress of Memory, the Raven Queen's fortress. It hovers in the sky there and moves around constantly. How do you get there?
What was that about a Raven Queen?
The Raven Queen is a goddess. I don't know what you would know about the Raven Queen.
We heard about her when we were in the Shadowfell.
Yeah, some Shadarkai mentioned her.
Didn't you?
Yeah, the hallway I was just in had tapestries with ravens and crows on them.
And they mentioned that there might still be a connection to the Shadowfell from this tower.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I think we should sleep on it. No.
From his hammock, Scoot says, seems fishy.
No, ravens.
Yeah,
ravens.
I was going to say birdie.
Fine, yeah. He flips back over. Somebody else is on watch now.
You sleep on it, yeah.
Yeah, and with his back to the party in a hammock, Scoot eventually says, are there any dates? Do we know how long he's been keeping this journal?
There are dates, and then there have been dates in like the official records that you've seen too. Yeah, since pretty much a couple hundred years ago when the original Manchun split up, when Manchun was defeated and cloned.
Wow, let's share that info.
They've been doing that a long time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm riveted. I'm eating popcorn.
This is amazing. Where'd you get
cool.
that popcorn?
I snagged it on one of the street vendors.
What the heck?
I throw a piece at Scoot.
Are the dragons staying up there too, or do they just sleep elsewhere wherever they find? There's room for a few.
Yeah, I think the ones that we wrote up here are still here. They're just hanging out.
Nice. Yeah. There's room on top too.
Well, we have a lot of options. I think sleeping on it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And you all get a good long rest for a change.
Oh,
amazing.
Up in the sky above Neverwinter. The dragons are already out and about looking for food. They're hungry. There's not much here for them. How are you all feeling after all of this?
Zay wakes up and runs down the stairs, like ready to check out all the things that Ilka's been sharing about what she found at the bottom of the staircase, forgetting that
thump, 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 thump,
Yeah.
thump down the stairs like a kid on Christmas.
But forgetting that
Sarah's-
Like,
forgetting
"There's
that
a
the
moonlight
moon stairs are
stairs."
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no railings on this thing either. Like the stairs even are very precarious. So
Oh, it's like the Rainbow
Oh,
Road.
I-
It's
Kinda.
terrifying.
I leap out and I hold Zay from plunging to go find that staircase. Where
It's
I
gone.
Yeah, it only comes back when there's moonlight. What I don't know is if it has to be a specific kind of moonlight. So this was waning gibbous. I don't know if it'll come again, only waning gibbous, or is it any moonlight?
or any gibbous light.
True.
I mean, how gibbous does it need to be?
The amount of knowledge in your brain frightens me.
He told us it was
Be
just past
waxing.
full. That makes it
It's
a
waning.
That makes it waning gibbous.
Yeah.
That doesn't change my feeling.
Mr. E got up early and he's like doing naked yoga.
Nice.
I've been
Facing the sun.
Yeah, well, his rear's facing the sun.
Nice.
I've been providing gentle musical backdrop with my little bone flute. And in the process, I'm starting to get the feeling that it will let me talk to dead people.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah,
It kind of did already with Lysandra.
right?
Yeah.
Say, look,
That's
my little
cool.
spooky flute, I can talk to skeletons and stuff.
Are there any around we could practice on?
Decidedly not.
Okay.
Ilka's just talking to herself.
Yeah, I keep hoping and nothing's here. But it's just a feeling I got.
I think Scoot's probably making breakfast to moderate success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's lots of like travel rations in the food that the city guard gave you. So
Yeah.
there's like pistachios and hardtack and some bars.
I'm looking for something that's warm. I'm trying to start
Oh,
a
that's up to
fire
you.
with I'm
Yeah.
thinking bacon or something, whatever hobbits would eat.
Sure. There's a lot of wind up here, so you got to kind of shelter it.
Windy
Ugh.
bacon. Windswept bacon.
Yeah.
Mr. E, where are your yoga pants?
I don't have any. This is perfect, just like this.
Yeah, for you.
I'm just about done.
Okay. All right, I think based on what Ilka told us, maybe we should try to head down the stairs tonight when they reappear.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I've tried right now, but they're gone.
Yeah.
Gotta wait for the moon to come back.
All right. So we think I was remembering when she was telling us about the corvids in the hallway that there's supposed to be a connection to the Shadowfell here.
Oh yeah, that's what Daggled said.
And is that reigned over by the Raven Queen?
Roll religion if you want to know
The Raven
what you know.
Queen. They did mention that to us in the Shadowfell. I thought this place was Saloon's.
15.
15. Yeah, you would know that the Raven Queen is a not commonly revered figure, but she's a goddess or some sort of quasi-goddess of death and remembrance. Not like the main god would be like Miracle is who people associate with death in the Forgotten Realms and the Sword Coast. But the Raven Queen, you've heard about her from the Shadow Archive, and she clearly resides in the Shadowfell.
Hmm.
But like her exact breadth of power is not clear.
So with the ravens and the corvids, is she kind of like delivering people to and from? Is she like a messenger, kind of like a
It's like Death from the Sandman.
I think you were-
psychopompous?
I think you were told in the past that she kind of
Psychopomp.
collects memories. Like she's almost like a curator, sort of. Like she wants people's stories and memories and wish stones and all of those things.
So based on what we learned from the obsidian tablet, maybe we should, then I'm even more convinced we should try to head down the raveny passageway that Ilka saw last night.
All right, how do we prepare ourselves to go to the Shadowfell? We never have time to prep. This is amazing.
And I have so much gold, I can't even carry it.
We want protection from shadowy dead things.
Oh, and things made of tofu, like
Yes.
substance.
Yep.
Protection from shadows and tofu. There's a spell for that.
Nice.
Hey!
I'm going to go buy a silvered salad fork.
Zay goes over to the teleportation circle and just like starts poking around because she has no idea how they work.
Oh yeah.
Just like jumping on
Oh
it,
yeah, we're
jumping off.
stuck.
We'll say part of the delivery was like a little tablet that just says like here are the command words to teleport to the Hall of Justice, the Moonstone Mask, and the Mages Guild.
I'm picturing the little instruction that is next to a hotel whirlpool.
Yeah, or like what comes with like a dishwasher or something.
Do not get your hair next to the runes.
Yep. Use caution if pregnant.
It's laminated.
Hey, friends, I'm going to try to go to the Mages Guild and get us some protection spells.
Okay, great.
Anyone want to come with me?
Sure. I don't have anything else to do.
Okay. Scoot.
I kind of want to go check out that property,
The Riverside Inn.
the Riverside Inn.
I'll go with
Yeah.
Scoot and check out the Riverside Inn.
E.
It's a gesture of friendliness.
Yeah, I'll go to the spell place.
The Mages. Okay.
All
Should we all go together to both places in order or
Sure.
split up?
Yep.
That's easier.
Okay.
Can we split the party 5 ways? Is there a way to
Good. If you give me a list.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, we could probably do with some like potions and stuff. too,
Yeah.
without still being
So
the
okay,
mages
so who's
area.
going to represent SWOJ to the Mages Guild? Let's kind of like narrate it.
Zay.
Zay. And what are you asking for?
We are looking for. So she kind of sidles up to. Well, can somebody tell me where do we appear
Mage
when we
Mart?
come through?
It's
Yeah.
Mage Mart.
It's a sort of a study hall like area. There's various alcoves where people are reading, and some look up and they don't seem too impressed by you as you arrive. Like many mages use this teleportation circle. So,
Okay.
what are you looking for?
Maybe like the youngest one in the room.
Sure. Well, like one cleric kind of hustles over and says, "Oh, you look like those people that were wanted. You must be the Silver Waves of Justice. What brings you to the esteemed Mages Guild of Neverwinter?"
We're looking for someone who can help us prepare for our next adventure.
Where are you going?
We think maybe the Shadowfell.
Ah, yes, come this way. And he
I
shepherds
follow.
you over to the Mage Mart. It's like a big storehouse sort of mage things, and there are many mages with scrolls and sort of like they're checking things off and keeping a tally of all their potions and paper and magical items.
What day of the week is it?
Fantasy Wednesday, I think.
Oh, so no free samples.
Well, I mean, depends what you want.
I'm picturing a giant
But
vending
they
machine.
say, what is your next adventure then, Silver Waves of Justice?
Yeah, Shadowfell, like Zay said.
Ah, the Shadowfell, yes. Well, then you will probably want protection from the shadows.
Yes.
Yes. Also, we have to go similar to our spire, or we might have to find our way into a tower that floats above the Shadowfell. So if you have anything that would prevent like falling damage or would make us levitate.
We have potions of Featherfall, scrolls of Featherfall. We have potions of protection from good and evil. We have daylight scrolls to fend off the shadows.
Those all sound great, but I don't know how any of this works, Zay, so I'm going to trust your judgment.
It's all magic. So,
Magic.
how much magic do you require
I would like
in a monetary amount?
daylight scroll.
Maybe if you give us your top end, we'll give you a
Sure.
proposal for what we can give you.
We would like a variety of items, at least 5 items.
And we'd like to keep it under 20 gold.
We have some pencils.
Yeah, no, Zay's yeah, so she's overnight she's been calculating like all the
Sure.
investments she needs to make in the spire. So she's got 1,000 gold for this adventure.
With 1,000 gold, you could get 3 scrolls of daylight, 3 potions of protection from good and evil, and 1 sun blade, like a blessed blade which does radiant damage to things. It kind of shines in the darkness.
Anybody want a sunblade?
Yes!
Do you have any rings?
Let's see. We have a ring of protection against tofu-based attacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very esoteric field, but there are some creatures in the Shadowfell which have a sort of consistency similar to ground-up vegetable products.
It sounds great. Is it like flashy?
Extremely.
Yeah, I
It's
will take one of those.
bulbous. Yeah.
Oh, I want one.
You could do some serious damage with it. It's made of bronze.
Oh my god.
It's like this big ball with
Just
like
stop.
a little
How
tomato
much is
stalk
it?
on the top.
Give it to me.
120 gold pieces.
Oh. I'll take 2.
Great. Both on one hand or on each hand?
One on each hand.
Okay, so you got these kind of golden, like avocado tomato sized ring bits on each hand.
Okay, so I got 3 scrolls of
240 gold.
daylight. 3 scrolls of what else?
3 potions of protection from good and evil, and
Potions of-
1 sun blade.
Okay.
Is the sunblade a finesse weapon?
No, it's a longsword.
Oh, then I don't want it.
Does anyone use a longsword?
I'm set for weapons right now.
You could use it in
Okay.
your main hand, I think.
Wait,
I would lose all my finesse
Do you?
expertise.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for offering the sunblade, but I don't think any of us can use it.
I
So,
can. We
yeah?
never got my song sword back.
Yeah?
Right?
Oh my gosh.
I'll
I
take the
love the
sunblade.
idea of you having this magnificent radiant damage
Yeah.
causing
Mhm.
weapon.
I will take the sunblade.
Excellent.
My gift to you.
It's got a sun shaped hilt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have any stats for me on that sunblade?
Yeah, sure. It's a long sword that does +2 to attack and damage rolls. You can use a bonus action to turn it into a blade of pure light, like the steel morphs into light and shines with a dim light in the darkness. When you hit undead with it, it does 1d8 bonus radiant damage. And it also turns out to have the finesse property. So if that weighs in on either of your shot calling in the future.
My songsword had finesse. So
Yeah.
it's astonishingly similar. I'll take it.
Anything else? Does anything catch Lark's eye? As he sort of like browses around. All the magic stuff seems magical to him.
There's many vials of holy water stored off in a tank in the back. What else are you looking for?
I don't know. It's just browsing around. If there's something that would catch Lark's eye specifically.
Yeah. That's it.
It all just feels like magic-y stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty broad, magic-y, small bonuses. Plus a sunblade.
So the scroll of daylight, other than bringing daylight, does it have any other impact?
No, just many creatures are weakened in the Shadowfell by daylight.
Oh,
So-
okay.
And the mages seem very busy, and they
Oh, yeah,
move you guys
sorry.
along. You're welcome back. Your gold is always good here, they say.
Awesome. Thank you. So was that were my 5 items or 7 items? That was 1,000 gold.
1,000. Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to give her the money for the sun sword.
Okay, we'll say it's
I'm
700.
going to keep track of that.
Beautiful.
Where to next? The Riverside Inn?
Sure.
You make your way down to the Riverside Inn towards midday. Wandering through the city, you're greeted as heroes by many who see you. People call out and say, those are the guys that helped us out. And that guy with the dragons. Don't know what his deal is, but those dragons are awesome. Kind of scary.
Yeah.
Are the dragons giving you guys rides, or are they out of here right now, do you think?
I thought they were
we did the
eating
portal. Yeah, they had left
Yeah, but to get to
the
the inn, you'd have to, traverse the city somehow.
Well, we have a whole day to kill.
I think we're strolling.
Yeah.
Sure.
Stop for brunch somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys treat yourselves to a delicious brunch.
And everybody's liking us.
We
Yeah.
found a place that wasn't destroyed in the apocalyptic
Yeah.
events that happened here just a couple days ago.
Yes, it's busy there. Everybody needs brunch today.
Nice.
And a lot of people are out of work.
We could look for a tailor so that you can commission some SWOJ shirts.
You could find one. Yeah. You can
Get the
you
stock back up.
Yeah. You
The
can-
merch
You
is
don't
running a
have
little
to
low.
hand make them yourself this time.
Yeah, do you guys have any smaller errands like that? We can just say, you send out the feelers, and that gets underway today, too.
Nice.
The Riverside Inn, for its part, is a kind of moldy, old, beautiful wood, just old and kind of, hasn't been opened up in a while. The hot spring is clearly, constantly heated by some kind of magical fire under the water as it boils up. There's a glow down below. And the waterfall is beautiful. It's kind of noisy outside, the sound of the running water.
If we go to the basement, is there a hallway that leads to the shadow?
There's actually not much of it. It's kind of like a split level, and the lower level is where the hot springs are.
Oh, okay.
But there's
That
no
sounds cool.
there's no cellar, so to speak.
There's no. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the city owns this right now?
Yep.
All right. Where do I go to purchase that deed?
Well, the city's kind of a mess right now when it comes to deeds, so you could probably go to the Hall of Justice. That's kind of where the leadership have been hunkering down.
That'd be my next stop.
Sure.
Wow, Scoot, you're a real estate investor.
Not yet. Let's find out.
Yeah, it's going to the tune of about 40,000 gold.
Turn around.
Okay.
I don't have a loan yet.
40,000.
Or you can put a down payment of 10,000 and then interest.
No. I'll
No,
keep it in
they
my
want
thoughts.
money in hand right now in Neverwinter anyways.
Yeah, they need
There's
it.
no-
So
Yeah.
I'll just have to keep working. Let's do some more quests. I'm
Okay.
going to buy myself
Maybe
a
we'll get rewarded for this next one.
Riverside Manor. Yep.
As you stop at the Hall of Justice, they do mention that if you're going, they heard from the mages that you're going to the Shadowfell. So if you go there, maybe bring back some reagents for some shadow magic to use in their stealth
Sure.
operations in the future.
Oh, okay.
They don't know. They're
Oh.
saying any kinds of plants native to the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Monster parts.
Mushrooms.
Hearts are generally
Yeah, like
magically
little
powerful.
dancing circles of mushrooms.
Yeah.
That
Oh.
sounds powerful.
Where do we get another bag of holding?
Yeah, if you'd like us to collect reagents, we're going to need.
They don't know at the Hall of Justice.
Should have
They're
asked the mages.
Yeah.
Nobody here has one we can borrow.
That would have definitely caught Lark's eye. if
We'll
there
say
had been a big-
Jarlaxle's passing through as Zardazord. He says, they're in short supply right now. I've been looking for one too. If you find one, I will pay you handsomely for it.
I don't know if we'd give it
Oh.
up. We're stymied without one we've found lately.
Uh-huh. I
Should
know the
we-
feeling.
Should we whisper? Does Jarlaxle, do you have a bag of holding on you?
I don't have any extras.
But you have one on you currently I want to talk to it.
Maybe. What do you want? He's like, meet me outside.
Okay.
And he strolls over there casually, leans against the wall. What's up?
I want to talk into your bag of holding and see
I
if
get
the
that all the
bagman will give us one.
And he opens it.
I whisper in, Bagman, it's Say from SWOJ. If you want to help us out on our next adventure, you should put another bag of holding in this bag of holding.
You get no response.
You have to say it 3 times.
Bagman.
After the first bagman there, you hear a and then you hear a voice say, "What's up?"
Bagman, we've
It's
missed
actually,
you.
it's not the bagman's voice.
Aw.
It is the voice of an ancient red dragon talking to you.
What?
Do I recognize that?
I think you would.
Is it Arc?
Arcanthos?
Yes.
What are you doing in the bag dimension? What are you doing in Jarlaxle's bag?
You guys mentioned the bag dimension and I was curious.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen our friend the Bagman?
Yeah,
Is he nearby?
we're tight.
Nice. That's amazing. Tell him that we sent you.
I don't owe you anything.
Fair.
You hear a sh-
Oh. I tried, guys.
Feeling more and more like Baldur's Gate now.
It's a valiant effort.
Man, ancient dragons, they just don't give a...
No,
Do they?
they
Not a
don't
flying.
really have time for us. Well, it's getting
Okay.
late. I feel like we've been bopping around the city all day. We should probably head back and get ready to go down the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, as evening rolls around, you can see the spiral staircase of stars starting to form below the tower and make its way down.
If we go to the bottom of where the stairs would be, does it seem like we can get onto them from the ground?
No, they kind of fade out like
Okay.
halfway up from the ground level.
Okay, that's good to know.
Just
so
like you said.
randos down here can't get up to us.
Correct.
Unless they can get to
The
the Hall of
Shadowfell.
Justice, the Moonstone Mass, the Mages Guild, or
Yeah.
anywhere else with a key.
Or fly up in
or,
some way.
Or a dragon.
Yeah.
Or something else that
I
flies.
feel like we're pretty safe.
Yeah,
Or-
secure.
Or a fly spell.
Yeah.
You guys have never been more safe.
Secret and secure.
Yeah.
Glittering
Nobody knows
over the
we're up
city.
there.
An elevated, completely open platform with multiple points of entry.
I'm thinking about getting a giant sign printed on the side of this. It'll
You
like
should.
light up. It'll say SWOJ.
That'll
It'll
be-
just blink over the city all the
Hang
time.
a banner down.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Maybe some speakers.
Yes.
There you go.
These are great ideas. We could, Mr. E
could play the theme
song.
Yeah, I wouldn't have Ilka do it.
Yeah, E, do you want to leave any feelers for your cult while you're up? You have some time in Neverwinter now, or any like what do you want to leave
got a
behind?
bard.
Well, I think he's
Keep moving.
instructed the dragons to kind of preach the gospel of the balance.
Okay.
I doubt that it will help.
Well, they get a lot of attention. It's just
Dragons so
there's communication
Not all of
skills are
them.
lacking.
Yeah, not all dragons are dumb, just the ones that
the ones
believe
that are
in my
following you.
religion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got the gullible, lonely sort.
That's how you start a cult.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Well, he whistles for his dragons to give us a ride up.
Sure. Melifarn was already up there, and she comes down and lets everybody jump on. She's got room for the whole crew.
Yeah, she's
Um,
second dragon.
And she looks at you, E, and says, "Are you going in there too?"
Oh, yeah.
All right, be safe. The rest of you, you're fine. I understand. And she flies you guys up to the top of the tower and says, "Don't be gone too long. I think that talisman, that green stone talisman, only had maybe 3 or so days left of magic in it. So,
Wait,
you know,
do we need it?
For more
I'm just saying, if you're
going to
use it to try and find your way in the
Got it.
Shadowfell, yeah.
Okay.
So, what do you do?
Is there anything we need here, or do we just head out?
We're ready to go. I'm following.
All right.
I'm following Ilka.
I head down the stairs.
Doop, 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 down the stairs. You all carefully go. Scoot.
Oh, I hate it. I get vertigo. That is the thing that trips Scoot out. So he's got to be moving real slow.
Is anybody helping Scoot?
Each step is just.
I'll hold
it
Scoot's
looks like
hand.
he's struggling.
Come on, buddy. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Lean on me.
No,
What if I got on your
Dum,
shoulders and covered your
da,
eyes and
da,
just told you how to?
That sounds so much worse.
And safer, too.
Oh God.
Super safe to me.
Oh,
I
just-
play Moon River on the concertina.
Okay.
Does it help?
No, but just.
And by the time Scoot says, "Tss," you're already at the bottom. You just made your way. You distracted him all the way down. You're now in a closed space with this hallway ahead of you. It's very dark up ahead. Gloomy, cold, echoey. The stars still kind of spiral back up behind you into the darkness.
Whoa, it's just like you described.
Who's going in?
All of us.
Yeah. I walk forward.
Who's going in front?
Scoot.
I'm going to use my dancing lights. Again, I want them a very warm yellow
Nice.
to drive away some of the murk and the damp.
Yeah, despite the warm yellow energy of the lights, it still is like sucked away by this place that you're in, and it's just a very faint flicker of light that kind of provides some gloomy, like 5-foot range, flickering light, like candles almost, as they get farther away from you into the darkness. But you can see again like flashes of some kind of storytelling, like long murals extending maybe 50 feet down this hallway. Bits of what looks like Raven Queen imagery, dealing with the cycle of life and death, and some of her adventures and travails. And at the end of the hallway, the dancing lights stop at a closed stone door.
Zay approaches to see if there's any indication of how to open the door.
Ahead of Scoot?
She peeks around, like by his hip, and looks closer.
Both of you make dexterity saving throws as you walk in to this place.
Oh, 2 15s.
Nice.
17 total.
Very
17 as well.
Whoa, nice.
I learned from Scoot.
good. And you both duck and dodge and matrix your way out as swarms of crows come pouring out of these tapestries, like arrows almost, like in both directions, and kind of pass over you and into the opposite murals and take their places in the murals again as images on the wall.
What the heck?
I peek up. I say, I want 2 of these for the tower.
Yeah.
That was
And you can keep
awesome.
moving after that if you want to. Or you can study the tapestries.
No,
Closed door.
I had a bad experience with tapestries too.
Mhm.
You do get the sense that like all the crows in these pictures are kind of watching you now as you look at it
All
closer.
crows all the time are watching you wherever you are.
It's true.
That's
And they're
just-
smarter than you.
Yep.
Yeah, and have better eyesight.
And
Will
memory.
remember, yeah.
Yeah, I always feel so bad when
Okay.
I'm walking my dog around crows because she's so loud and they're always like, I can just tell they're judging. I'm like, guys, I love you.
So the door.
Yeah.
How do we get through it?
Does it have a handle?
There's no handle, no keyhole, no
Is there any
lock.
sort of engraving?
No. It's very, very plain.
Seeing nothing, Scoot just pushes on it.
It doesn't open. It seems like it's stopped by something. There's some kind of a mechanism.
I push harder.
How hard do you push?
Like,
Strength roll hard?
yeah, until someone tells me to stop.
Okay. Roll it.
All right, so that time it's a 9, which adding 7 makes it a 16.
Okay, you kick up some dust and it's like clearly shaking a bit in its hinges, but it doesn't budge yet. It's pretty thick stone.
But
So-
but I know where the hinges are.
Yeah,
yes,
we can see the
yes, they're on the
hinges.
sides.
Okay.
Clearly. It does
I-
swing
Wait.
out.
Are these cowboy doors?
Both sides?
We're
Yeah.
going in a saloon?
Yeah. It's wide enough. It's not like a 5 foot. It's like at least like 10 feet.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, so it's 2 different doors with a crack in the middle?
yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And it looks like they swing in, you said?
Well, they'd have to swing
unclear. Yeah.
out if,
Oh,
the
yeah,
hinges, if we can see the
if we can
hinges.
see the hinges, yeah.
You don't see the hinges. You just like see the dust like from
Oh.
something in the wall.
Okay.
They're embedded.
Okay.
Probably start looking around for a secret switch, maybe.
I play my bone flute
Hmm.
and see if I can talk to the door.
Roll performance and roll investigation if you're looking around.
Zay's also looking around.
No.
Nat 1 for Beth.
Crit fail on my bone flute.
Yeah, in fact, a couple of ravens poof out and just kind of sit on the ground and just stare at you
I
judgingly
apologize to them.
and shake their heads.
I tell them I'm very new to the instrument.
Yeah, they have like glowing green eyes.
Zay rolled a
disregard you.
22.
For
Nat
investigation,
20. Yeah.
you, Zay, get the sense that these murals are telling the story of the Raven Queen from her kind of origination. Some kind of magical catastrophe created her, and she did battle with many other quote-unquote gods of death. Like there's one image of her fighting this figure that you recognize as Orcus, another god of death. He has got this big magic wand, and she's got this huge scythe, and they're fighting each other, and she beats him in the mythology. And many souls and memories and different things are flowing towards the Raven Queen's fortress in the sky, essentially.
But did you find a switch for the door?
You also find some magic words a few times that they seem significant enough that you get the sense that they're meant to be spoken. And it says, Mortus velut corvus.
Mortus velut corvus. She whispers.
And the door's
To
open.
herself.
As you say it.
I was nowhere near the door when that happened.
Yeah, and the crows back into the tapestries.
Death something crows.
Yeah.
What's the middle one?
Velut.
Death
Flight?
2?
Velut.
You guys.
Falut.
Flight?
Ahead of you, you
Polar?
see a sort of wider room. It's kind of rectangular shaped, maybe 40 feet wide. And there are many, many statues in it of humans, like humanoid people, elves, halflings, dwarves.
Hey, do you think these are statues, or do you think it's that people who visited here got turned into stone?
Each of them has like a little sort of like kneeling area in front of them, like a little shrine and a little like alcove where there have been like gemstones and coins and different things set.
Oh, they're altars.
Oh.
There are maybe like 20 of them, and they're all in different like poses, different lifestyles. Some are older people, some are younger people.
Y'all don't touch the offerings.
Okay.
I was going to
I-
give offerings.
You can give,
Okay.
but whatever's there, you got to leave it.
I go and I drop a coin in each one, sort of nonchalantly.
Nice. The very last one, there's kind of like an archway that spirals down some more stairs at the end of this room.
I
There's
want
no
to take
door.
the gold back.
But the last statue is this sort of a dancer wearing a veil, and her veil is shaped like a raven's skull.
Ooh.
So it kind of hides her face over this raven skull. And this one's little shrine and little alcove at the base of it is empty. So do you put a coin in that one too?
Yes.
Sweet. In that case, you blink, and when you like unblink, Scoot, the statue has changed and is holding out what looks like a piece of cloth of some kind, like a veil, similar to the one that she is wearing, but minus the raven skull.
Very carefully, Scoot takes it slowly off the hand.
And it's just stays like that, like a mannequin, this statue.
So do I.
Yeah.
'Cause now I don't know what to do.
What do you have?
I have a napkin.
It's clearly like a veil with like a strap, and it's got some kind of a raven motif along the top, similar to the skull, but not like a giant ass bird skull.
I have a big napkin that looks like it might be a do-rag.
Yeah.
If I inspect this veil, do I get any vibes from it?
It's definitely magic in nature. It sways unnaturally.
Ooh.
Zay's been looking at each of the statue faces
Yeah.
as she approached to see if she recognizes anything, looking in particular for the wizard or any that weirdly look like her,
Mm-hmm.
ending at the last statue with a coin in hand.
You do not recognize any of these statues.
Okay,
No.
I place the coin in the offering to see what happens.
They do seem like generally they might all be followers of the Raven Queen. They all have different like
Mhm.
beaks and talons and talismans adorning them.
Scoot, that's not a napkin, it's a veil.
It's for your face.
Put it on.
Yeah,
I might
put it
let
on.
you see things.
Oh, God. Okay. Before I do, I acknowledge the statue. I say, "Thank you, Your Highness,"
Nice.
and take off
Nice touch.
my purple do-rag and
Ah.
tuck that in the do-rag pocket that's got the rest of the do-rags. And then I put it on.
Where is that pocket?
I slap it on.
You don't want to know.
It's
Yeah.
fine. You don't
It's a
worry.
prison
You don't worry
pocket.
about it, DM.
Don't
You got
worry
your
about the
rules. I got my
do-rag
rules.
pocket.
Got it.
Okay.
You all see Scoot.
What the?
You all see Scott, this guy. No.
Who are you?
Just
Scoot
appears.
vanishes in an instant when he ties the veil over his face.
Scoots, where'd you go?
Scoot, you can still see all your friends, but everything becomes sort of more black and white and kind of ephemeral around you. You can tell you're in like a different plane of existence, and you see like streaming energies moving through this passageway, like stopping at each shrine and then going down the spiral staircase further. They might be like souls or ghosts.
I just stop and I try to take it in for a second because clearly I know I'm in a place I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, it's very
Like-
unnatural. And you're not even like touching the ground necessarily. Like you could feel like you could maybe move up or down at will.
I'm in like VR.
Kinda.
Like
yeah.
I'm in a free space. I'm just-
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Lark
I-
is swishing his hand through
Yeah.
where Scoot
Yeah.
was and is getting kind of panicky.
Yeah. Lark is putting his hand through you and it just kind of swishes through you. Scoot.
How's that feel?
Weird. Yeah, like kind of ticklish.
Ew. I say hello.
Nobody
Hello?
hears you.
Nobody. Anybody? Any lights changing? Any?
The different energies don't seem to react to your
Okay,
presence right now.
So it seems like I got nothing. Okay.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Mhm.
This is different. All right. And I slowly pop the thing back off.
And whoosh, Scoot appears again.
You're back.
Like just adjacent to Lark's arm, not with his arm inside of him. But like
That's good.
You missed that there was some guy named Scott here.
He's a nice guy.
It's a veil of like a slow teleportation. You like teleported a couple inches.
That was weird. I was in like a different zone. It felt like a different whole area. It was all very,
Like, phased out.
yeah,
Were these
What did you see?
statues still there?
Yes.
they were. Yes. Yeah. The statues were there.
Including the bird lady in front of you?
Yeah.
Were we still there?
Kind of. And like, but not the same look, right?
They were like faded looking to you.
Yeah.
The color was different.
Yeah, it was different. Everything was more of a like there weren't so many colors or anything like that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
You should keep that. We might need it.
Okay.
What if I wear it and ride on your shoulders and tell you what I see?
Let's
Okay.
try it.
Hmm.
Were you
Did
trying to
Scoot-
talk to us when you were like that?
I yelled once, but I didn't get a reply from anything. The
Yeah,
lights.
I
hear
suppose
it.
you won't know if I like fall off your
Did we
shoulders.
hear?
So Zay, you climb up and put it on? You did not hear Scoot. Are you trying it though?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
wow.
you into that?
Same effect. Her weight instantly disappears from your back when she puts it on. And
I
Zay,
take it back off again and I'm like, I'm still here.
and thump, she lands on your back again.
Oh, okay. So we didn't both disappear.
No, just
Oh,
Zay
good
putting on the
question.
veil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I put the veil back on again.
And she disappears again.
That's 3 times.
feel like you're not
Now we
even
got to
touch-
sleep.
You feel like you're hovering, like you're not actually touching Scoot.
Okay. But would I move when he moves? Let's try it.
I take a step forward. I take 2 steps forward,
You do not move as he moves. You're hovering in midair.
Oh, dang.
and then I turn around and I open up. I put my arms out like straight ahead where Zay was, and I'm like, all right, let's see what happens.
And once I see his arms there, I take it back off again.
And poof, and you land in his arms.
It's not going to
Yeah.
work, guys.
It's a neat idea.
All right.
What did you see, Zay?
What did I...
Same deal. Magical
Nothing different?
energies and spirits
There's
and ghosts.
magical energies and spirits and ghosts.
Yeah.
I can talk to ghosts.
Yeah. I didn't see any skeletons, though.
Oh, I can't talk to ghosts.
Speak with dead. You cannot speak with undead creatures. With speak
Oh,
with
just
dead.
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 Good and
If
dead.
we kill the ghost, then you can talk to it.
It's actually a
Amazing.
really good test for if something is a living undead or not, because if they speak to
Ooh.
you, they are not. But if they don't, Baldur's Gate 3.
All right.
Oh, good find, Scoot.
Interesting. All right.
Were all the ghosts and things going anywhere?
Down the spiral staircase, I believe.
Oh, that's where we should go then.
Yeah, let's go.
Is that appears to be the only option?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, other than going back. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go this way.
Down the staircase you go. As you go, you can see that the walls lining the staircase are kind of hollowed out, and there are definitely like mummified corpses in some of these alcoves. It's turning into more of a crypt as you go further and further down. You find your way to the bottom of the stairs, and you're greeted by this sort of 30 by 50 shrine-looking room with no other entrances or exits. The room is filled, like all over the place. There are stone and wood caskets. Some of them are stacked on tables and the bunk bed-like apertures and holes in the wall. And at the far side of the room is this big stone fresco, kind of round with kind of like mountainous almost, with a big round part in the middle. Some stairs leading up to it. And in the middle of this fresco, huge, like 20 feet tall, is this sort of hieroglyphic-like Raven Queen figure, sort of looking to the right, looking like a queenly woman with a raven's head, with eyes closed.
Zay
It's very
looks
quiet
to see
and
if she
cold.
can, if there's like, if the queen is looking to the right, if it seems like that's an indication of anything.
You don't see anything over there. No, it's just the stone wall.
Try the veil.
You put it on, or Zay, you have it still.
When I hear him say that, I hand it to him.
Oh, okay. I guess. Here I go.
Okay. And Scoot disappears, and you can see again these energies flying right towards the center of that big stone fresco and just kind of disappearing into the wall that way. And
In the fresco, below the fresco?
Into it, like midway up.
Midway up. Thank you.
And as you're looking at it, after about 10 seconds, you get kicked back out into the real world again. Like the magical energy runs out. You guys have used it up for now.
Okay.
So
For now.
Okay.
the
like-
veil is just a veil now, it seems like. It's
Oh.
no longer floating.
Okay. Yeah, we have to put in another 50 cents for another 2 minutes of time.
I have my gold piece on the on the console. I'm waiting for the next turn.
The spirits were going into the picture, the painting,
I walk over to the painting.
like sort of like bottom center of the painting itself.
Okay.
So
I inspect the bottom center as Scoot's describing this.
What do you do? Just like looking at it closely?
My
Ooh.
my hands are tightly balled at my sides because I like to touch things to learn about them, but I'm still a little apprehensive of tapestries
hey, Ilka,
It's not a tapestry, it's stone.
or of all of them.
try putting a dancing light like a foot on the other side.
Yeah, in my hands, I'm going to. Are there any colors in here? To
Just the
room?
light of your own lights. There's no like illumination from anything,
I'm
especially
gonna
with the
do
veil off.
a very soft purple in my hands,
Mhm.
and then raise it up and send it forward, trying to go through the fresco.
Interesting. You go slack. To everyone else, Ilka is just kind of like possessed.
When
Like
my
arm,
when
like,
my
like your
light
bunched up ball hands like go loose.
when my light touches the fresco.
Yes.
Ooh.
And Ilka, you are addressed by a cacophonous, like impossible to understand series of images and sounds. Like you're seeing, it's like a rapid fire slideshow of imagery. It's kind of what looking at a god is like. Like there's feathers and claws and movement and shadows and swirling energy. And you hear this voice. You get the impression of this voice saying that the living are disruptors of balance. Only death can be trusted. And you all get this same sense all of a sudden. Like you hear this not a voice, but just kind of this energy that's hitting all of you, like pulsing out from this fresco. And Ilka's kind of the conduit for it right now. So
And what do we see? Like how? So Ilka has gone slack. Is she staying in that state, or what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm standing there. What happened to my light?
It's just kind of hovering in front of you.
But
against the fresco.
I am now magically connected to a god, which was a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
If they ask if you're a god, you say yes.
Great. Can I talk? Can I
Yes.
address them?
What would you like to do?
Good evening. Thank you for allowing us into your temple.
Who's holding that seraphinite stone? Is it Lark?
Yeah, I have it.
It kind of gets pulled out of your pocket, Lark, if you're not like clenching it really tightly.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been.
Okay. And it kind of zooms over to the fresco and kind of hovers around Ilka's light, and you all get the sense of this. And the voice says, "You wish to enter my domain."
We all hear that?
Yep.
Is that a statement? A question?
It's not clear.
Is it telling us how we feel?
We do. We all, four of us here know what it is to be dead
Hmm.
and to be trusted.
The voice then says, "Prove yourselves and you may enter my domain." And you all blink again, and when you unblink, Ilka, you are freed from the possession. And ahead of you, this side-facing raven head is no longer facing sideways; it's facing forwards. And this raveny maw made of stone is opening ahead of you, like 5 feet wide, 10 feet wide, 15 feet wide, until it's just this huge, glowing purple and kind of shadowy white and black portal. Like your dancing light kind of melds with it. And the seraphinite stone kind of hovers above it. And out of the portal, this raveny beak, skeletal, like a giant raven skull, maybe 5 feet wide, kind of pokes out. And following that is this huge, hulking, bony raven body, some kind of a raven beast stepping out with big wings and claws. How do you all react to this as it's happening?
Whoa, awesome!
Zay takes a step back with her mouth agape.
Uh-huh.
I would also take a step or two back to give this new presence some room in the room.
Okay.
I want to speak to it because it looks dead.
It is very dead. Yeah, it's like filled with energy. You can see through its bones.
Beautiful. I'm going to play my flute. I don't know. We followed stars to get down here. I'm going to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star and see if I can talk to it.
Excellent. Roll performance.
Yeah. 24.
Okay, and it steps all the way out of the portal as you're finishing the last strains of Twinkle Twinkle on your ghostly zombie-y pan flute. The last strains echo across the room, and then it screeches so loud that it like harmonizes with that pitch. However, I need everyone to do two things. First, roll for initiative,
Oh.
and second, make a dexterity saving throw.
You want initiatives first?
Initiatives first. E, what you got?
21.
Nice.
5.
Excellent.
16 for Lark.
Okay.
15 for Scoot.
6.
And 6 for Zay. And it gets a 15. So, dexterity saving throws then, please.
E got 18.
8.
16 again.
13.
14.
Okay. Ilka, Scoot, and Zay. The three of you are, as this raven beast screams, purple flames kind of blast out of its mouth and dance around the room, like hitting the walls and carving down them, sort of like St. Elmo's fire. They kind of bounce around, hitting all of you to some degree. As you kind of dance around them, but you three get hit harder, unless Scoot, if you're using your
I would rage.
jacket.
And my jacket.
Right, you have your rage. You can't be surprised. Yeah.
If it's the beginning of combat,
Yep.
I have the option to use a bonus action to rage.
Got it.
Immediately.
Then you do.
Okay.
You're going to take 36 necrotic damage on a failed save and 18 on a successful save.
Whoa.
And then every corpse that the flames touch comes to life in the
no.
room around you. So not just one, not just two, but dozens and dozens of zombies start to push out of their caskets all around you, even going up the stairs, as the room is suddenly filled with noise.
Is there any reason that Uncanny Dodge would not work against this attack?
Nope, it should. It's
Okay.
a dex save.
Great, thanks.
I'm going to use shield against the 36 damage, or this fight's going to go real poorly.
Isn't that like a bonus to armor class?
It is.
Or no?
It adds +5 to my armor class, and I can use it after I'm hit.
Right, so that would be against like an attack roll, but not against a saving throw, I believe.
So that will not help me, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's a neat idea. This fight's going to be interesting.
So,
Get your hugging arms out.
yeah.
Huh?
Mr. E, you rolled highest in initiative.
Ah. I don't think that's a good bird, guys.
It seems to appreciate Ilka. Like, it's like the music that you're playing. Clearly, it had some kind of effect on it, but it's
Great.
still doing its job, you know? Like, it's not furious. It's just trying to kill you guys.
Then I'm going to keep
Casually.
playing.
Okay.
Starlight Express.
Nice. E, what you got?
He is going to use the Shard of Galore
Mm.
and pull out his tentacles and attack this bird.
Okay.
Try to grab its magical energy. Shake it.
So make an attack roll? Or are you grappling it?
It's an automatic grapple.
If you hit. Got it.
I think that's 17.
17 hits.
2d6. So that's 7 on my first attack.
Thwack.
And then I'm just going to I shouldn't have gone first. Is this a tofu kind of monster?
I don't think so, no. It's mostly bone and magic
Okay.
and feathers.
That's what I figured.
Bone, Magic, and Feathers will be the name of the band performing all of our songs.
Yeah. Do you remember?
I'm
third
going to use a
Wednesday
key
of
and
webinar.
perform a stunning attack. They need a Constitution save.
Okay. It rolls a 6.
Okay. 1d6 damage plus 3, so that's 9 damage, and it is stunned for a round, I believe.
Nice, yeah. Until the end of your next turn. So a whole round
Nice.
here it is stunned. Is that your whole turn then, or are you doing anything else? Grappling it?
I just still have it grappled, yeah.
Nice. So it's restrained and stunned
Mhm.
as these big tentacle-like magic arms erupt from E's wrists and
They
just
come out of my back.
throw it
I
out of your
think, yeah,
back.
Yeah. My lower back. It looks erotic.
Dr. Octopussy.
From your tramp
That's
stamp.
sexier.
Yeah, for my tramp stamp, which is just a tattoo of a middle finger. Not the whole hand, though, just the finger.
It looks even sexier than Alfred Molina.
Yeah, so that's my turn.
Nice.
I got him grappled. Hey, guys, hit him.
Amazing.
Okay, takes us to the next person in initiative, which I believe is Lark.
All right. And how many of the undead came awake?
At least 30.
Good golly.
Yeah. However, we're going to treat them specially as if they all have 1 health. And if you hit one, the damage that you deal cascades into the nearby ones as well. This is an MCDM thing. So you can hit many of them with 1 attack.
Okay.
As long as they're all like bunched up, which many of them are.
All right. Then maybe I will head for the the undead instead of the raveny monster. But I'll shout back, use your magic stuff, everybody. And then I'll head to the mass of things.
The big raven beast?
No, the mass of undead
zombies.
things.
Okay. And you're just going to start painting the ground with
I'll see what I can do.
zombie bits. Roll attack.
19.
Yeah, it definitely hits. So roll damage.
And I won't get surprise here. I won't get sneak, so that's fine. So that's going to be 12 with my rapier. Then can I try offhand?
Yep. Well, so the first 12 damage is enough to kill like all the zombies around you. So if you dive right into a group of 8 of them as they come out of their caskets, you can just like fricassee 8 corpses and then move on to another group and attack them with your second attack.
That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
So I spin around really quick with my rapier and just like, and then cartwheel over to the next group and with my dagger, 22.
Definitely hits.
To 10, actually.
Nice. That would kill 8 more. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's my Rowan dagger, which I don't have anymore. So that is only an 8.
Still enough because they all have 1 health. So you hit 8 of them, like in each cardinal direction around you, basically. If this was on a grid, in melee range. So you take out 16 zombies, Lark. Little like half-formed zombies. They're still crawling out of the ground.
Amazing.
You killed half of those guys.
Yeah. Lark dances around the room. Takes us to Sakut.
I had the same. I had a 15 as well.
Yes, but you have a higher. What's your dex?
My dex was 12. That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah. Nope, you're still higher.
Okay. All right. Well, Lark's got a handle on that. I feel like I should go up to the large restrained beast.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
With advantage?
Okay, if you insist.
I mean, I do.
And as I'm chopping, boom, with my big flaming axe at this giant, bony, magic-y, feathery raven, I muse out loud, if only death is to be trusted, should we be trying to get killed by this thing? And then I swing. And I got a 21 to hit.
Definitely hits.
The first attack?
Yes.
And do you want me to just roll the second attack now since I'm...
Sure.
All right. That'll be 21 again.
Also hits.
Okay. So, attack 1, 8 plus... Okay, so that's 12 slashing damage.
Okay.
And 6 fire damage for 18 total. And second attack is less than that. That's 7 slashing damage and 4 fire damage. So another 11.
Great. So you do a solid 29 damage.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we should be rethinking this.
It's writhing and roaring. It doesn't like being smacked around like this.
But this just also seems natural.
So it's stunned. However, the zombies then are going to surge forward. They're going to attack whoever's on the outskirts. So I guess Lark just cleared out a bunch. E is pretty close to the monster. Scoot is as well. But Zay and Ilka are going to get bitten at. The ones near Zay, God damn it. The ones near Zay miss. The ones near Ilka roll a 16.
Yes, hits.
Okay. There are 8 of them clawing at you, and they each do 1 damage. So you take 8 damage as they...
I'm dead.
You're knocked unconscious.
I'm knocked unconscious.
Yes. Okay.
I
Ilka goes down in a swarm of
fight
zombies.
valiantly. There's some like lingering strains on the bone flute, and then
Toot,
it is quiet.
toot,
Yep.
toot.
Ilka, no!
Yeah, and at least like 20 more zombies lurch out of the tunnel from up above that you guys came down. So there's about 40 of them in the room moving
What
around.
the?
It is now Zay's turn.
Zay sees Ilka crumple next to her and casts Balm of the Summer Court with her bonus action and heals her for 10.
Great.
And then what I would like to do is run very near to a group of zombies as far away from my allies as I can. Is there a place to
If you want to get
that?
far away, you could go like up the walls. Otherwise, there's pretty much zombies all around, except near Lark, where he just took out a bunch of them.
Okay, I just want to move away from my companions and cast Thunder Wave.
So they're going to get attacks of opportunity on you if you do that. They're going to try to swipe at you as you move away from Ilka. But then you can get to a clear space by Lark or near a bunch of zombies without your buddies nearby. Is that that's
what I'm trying to
and
do.
cast Thunder Wave, yeah. So so they get some swipes on you.
Okay.
They get a 7, so they don't hit you. And then you find a space like towards the hallway coming down where they're all kind of bunched up as they file out.
Yeah.
And you cast Thunderwave, so they make a con save.
Yes.
They get a 13, so...
Well, it's still half of a 2d8.
Oh, that's your saving throw?
Yes.
13? Only?
What?
Your saving throw.
15.
15
No,
your spell
I'm saying
save DC.
even if they...
Oh, either way, they have 1 health. So,
yeah,
right. So you just blast a bunch of zombies out. It's a 15-foot radius?
It is. 15-foot cube. So up as well.
How much roll
as to the
damage to see how many you
sides.
take out?
Okay.
Assuming that they fail their saving throw.
8 plus 7.
15 Zeds go flying against the walls, erupting out from Zay.
Nice job, Zay.
And any unsecured objects, including the creatures, get pushed 10 feet away from me.
Yeah, you have a clear space around you. Couple stragglers are coming down the stairs still. They don't seem phased at all by this. Some of them are even kind of like knitting back together slowly, trying to, but they're all so blasted apart that it's hard.
Kick up.
Ilka, you were like traveling to the Shadowfell for a second, then you get brought back by this dreamy effect from Zay.
Did I see anything on my brief journey?
Maybe a huge orb of darkness is in the sky, and you're like going towards it for a moment, and then you get pulled back by some kind of force.
As Zay rubs Balm of the Summer Court on me.
Yeah. And it smells great. What does your balm smell like?
It's not an actual balm.
Oh.
It's bronzer.
Bronzer.
It does not smell like bronzer. It smells like this oil of Olay stuff that my mom had when I was a kid and they don't sell anymore.
Sure.
That's what it smells like.
It's your turn, Ilka.
Great. So just mechanically, I'm conscious with 10 hit points.
Yes.
Beautiful. Can I cast anything?
Yeah.
Can I
you can
take a turn.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
I cast Shatter. I come up swinging
On what?
on the largest cluster of skeletons I can find.
Okay, like the one remaining cluster and part of the room that isn't Lark or Zay.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I get a 10-foot radius.
That's a con save again? They rolled a 2. It doesn't matter. How much damage do you deal?
Lots.
And what's the radius?
10-foot radius. They get 3d8 thunder.
Roll it. Wow.
Holy cow.
21.
21 damage.
You're welcome for those
I'm
dice.
big mad. Thank you. They're very nice.
Okay, there are a few zombies left. They're mainly gone at this point. Like you guys have washed the floors of animated corpses. Do you do anything else, Ilka? Or just
I'm
stay
in a
put?
bonus action healing word on myself.
Great.
I think maybe we're supposed to die.
I know. I had that thought. Are we supposed to let them kill us?
Well,
Only
yeah.
death can be stressed.
That's a really funny thing to just assume.
It does feel like a dangerous thing to assume. But you gave her a vision.
You did.
I bet Zay doesn't know about.
Yeah, none of us are privy to Ilka's halfway to the Shadowfell.
Takes us round to Mr. E.
Let's kill this thing.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
facing it down. It's like it's starting to come to again, staring at you with burning purple fire in its eyes.
Don't look at me like that, I say. And I'm going to attack it with Dragon Breath.
So much for balance.
This thing's awful.
Balance
Oh,
between
yeah.
life and death.
You're right, yeah.
It screamed at my friends.
Balance is easy to interpret.
Does it say anything? Because I've got Speak with Dead activated.
It is not. It's making bird sounds. Speak with animals might work.
The first that was a 9.
Give me 10 minutes.
9 to hit?
Yeah.
Does not.
No. Well, I'm going to try again.
'Kay.
Because I can. That one is a 17.
17 hits, yes.
All right. I'm going to open up my mouth and look in its face and be like, eat this! And breathe fire. Fire right into its
Gullet.
stupid face. It's probably gasping for whatever. I don't know. So that's only 9 damage. And then I think I could do this bonus action. I'm going to do the Step of the Wind. And so I grow these. My tentacles go away, but wings pop out, and I fly up into the corner.
Also from like the low part of your back?
Yeah, everything comes out of my little tattoo.
Excellent.
Which is a middle finger.
It's a middle finger,
finger.
not
Does it
the
have-
hand. It's just like a middle finger.
Just one
it looks
finger.
like it's coming out of my
Is there
butt
a
crack.
manicure or any nail polish on that middle?
These are the details.
I haven't been, but I have an appointment to go back that I keep missing.
Is it not finished?
It's not finished.
You just got the line work.
Where did
Yeah,
you
the
get
line.
it? Yeah.
You know, I don't. It's a guy. I do it on the street. Anyway, we can have this conversation later.
Yeah.
I'm up here in the corner of the
Revenue
room.
is like, no, I really want to know. So how much damage did you do with these attacks?
9.
9, okay.
It's not much.
And you're up there in the corner.
Yep.
And so the fire only did 9 too? Or the breath? Whatever type it was? Okay.
I think it says 2d6.
It's one of your many attacks if you're doing like your flurry of blows.
Right,
so,
I missed the first one, so
Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay. Lark, takes us to you then.
All right, I guess. Did I know that Mr. E could fly? I don't remember seeing this before.
He kind of did it back in the Goonies cave.
Did he? Okay.
Lark, as you're starting to prepare to fight this thing, now the zombies are all cleared up, the portal that it stepped out of again illuminates brighter, and many, like dozens and dozens of large raven feathers start pouring out of the room and spinning around this creature, almost like a sort of cloak or armor, like they're kind of covering it. And this sort of purple energy starts pulsing out from it and animating some of the corpses again. And they're starting to like magically swirl around the room towards each other, like clumping into some kind of big fleshy clot of zombies.
Oh no,
towards
like
the
a
center of the
human
room.
undead
centipede?
Voltron sort of
Like
thing.
What a dreadful description of
Yeah, a
fleshy
human
clot.
fleshy clot of bodies. I just read Slade House. Anyway,
That's an awful scene in
that's
that book.
awful. Anyway, that's there in the middle of the room, like on the opposite side of where E was, like right in front of the face of this thing, as these feathers kind of spin around. That's what you see as your turn starts.
Gross. What the heck is going on in here? I guess I will. So there's the fleshy clot of bodies. There's the skeletal raven creature still.
Yes.
And then the feathers just form the fleshy clot of bodies.
Right. They're empowering it.
Okay.
Somehow.
Ideas, anybody? I yell as I'm running towards the skeletal raven.
I think there's something in the riddle. We have to figure it out.
Lark does not know what to do with that information.
Living are disruptors of balance. Only death can be trusted.
Yeah, Lark still fights. So I'm gonna swing for the raven.
Stab it in its eye.
Let's see, 19.
Yeah, it hits.
10, and I do get sneak in. Oh, dang. So 27 points of damage, main hand.
Wow.
And then I'll offhand with the dagger, which is a 15.
Also hits.
For an additional 6.
Nice. Solid 43 damage. It's still standing. Takes us to Scoot.
Is it looking bothered by any of this?
Yeah, it's looking pretty banged up. I mean, bones are snapping off as you guys chop into it, but it also kind of knits itself back together again. There's this energy that kind of infuses it with life, even though it's getting beat up. So it's hard to tell really where it's at.
Okay. All right. So
You're definitely having an effect, though. It's like weakening a little. It's not immortal.
I still feel strongly that we're supposed to be getting killed by this thing, or at least falling. So, Scoot's right in front of this creature.
Yes.
All right. I go from my fighting stance and I just put the hilt of my axe down and just stand right in front of it.
Yeah, it like goes like really still, and kind of creepy bird eyes just regard you as it sort of lifts its head up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No
definitely
longer pinned down.
got that same impression while I was traveling to the spooky stuff. So I'm going to come and stand next to Scoot in the same stand down.
Wait, you were traveling to spooky stuff?
Yeah, when I just died briefly, and there was some kind of I don't even remember what it was.
You're traveling towards a light?
A huge dark orb.
A huge dark orb.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, there's got to be a way through this, and I don't know if brute force is it. So I'm standing next to Scoot, also standing down.
Okay.
And eyeballing the raven.
What about Zay and E and Lark as you see your friends do this? If we're gonna end combat, it's up. Do you guys agree, or what do you have to say about this?
I'll let the zombies overtake me.
I'm staying in the corner. What are you doing?
He's addressing you guys.
I got a hunch.
We're in the Shadowfell. Life and death are a little murky out here, and I think the riddle is telling us we're supposed to die to get through and talk to the Queen of Death.
As the raven beast is like standing up taller and almost like rearing back on its legs, it's like purple fire is like building up again in its chest, and you hear the Raven Queen's voice again saying, "Do you serve the balance?" And it's told through imagery again.
I serve the balance.
We've literally got the balance guy with us.
Yeah, I made that up, right?
This zombie clot behind you is like grabbing a big old ball of corpses and like winding it up like a fastball pitch almost, as it towers higher than the Raven Beast even. And this voice then says, "Remove the tyrant crooks from my realm permanently, and you shall have my favor."
That's what we're trying to do,
Yep.
actually.
That was the goal.
Man, you could have just asked us that.
And the zombie clot picks you all up like in a big old wad of bodies. If you let it like scoops you up into this pile.
I just tried to
It's
secure my
sticky.
weapon.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
And
gross.
chucks you into the portal like bodily. E, do you join in or do you stay
Yeah.
up above?
Yeah, I'm all about the balance.
So do you fly into like the corpse fastball or do you go in on your
I
own?
follow behind them.
On your own terms.
Yeah.
Got it. And and then the Raven Beast just kind of watches as you all get chucked into this portal and sent hurtling through space. Streaks of darkness and green light and purple light stream by you. And you hear this voice telling you in symbols one more time that says, "My children will guide you to the Dark Island." And after a few seconds, like, none of you are dead. You just feel this cold embrace sort of and the horrifying sensation of being chucked in a ball of bodies through a portal. As you all tumble out, the corpses for their part like peel away as you're hurtling through space. They're no longer part of this travel as you move. And you all kind of pile out on top of each other on this sort of a mountainous, like a mountainside, like this little kind of flat mesa on the side of a huge spire of rock. Around you are murky green clouds all around and huge floating spires of rock, like mountain-sized with no bottoms visible. They just kind of extend downwards into infinite space. Some of these mountains are bridged by stone bridges, rock bridges. They seem relatively still. In the near distance, like maybe a mile away up and to the left, you can see this huge, like almost like a dark sun, like a big ball of dark energy, the one that Ilka was streaming towards. You can all tell that you're in the Shadowfell. You feel it. You know, you've been here before. The same sort of chill, this like stillness of life and of air. And ahead of you, coming down this bridge, you see 3 Shadarkai, the 3 that you recognize from your last time in the Shadowfell, actually.
Still the same 3
Same
people
3, yeah.
years later.
Ide, Mari, and Blish are their names.
I just say, that was easy.
Did Mr. E make it through?
He's the last one in, so do you fly through gracefully? Or?
No, I fell right on top of everybody.
He still hasn't put on his yoga pants.
Twin Portals is produced and edited by Scott Hebert. The adventure is created by our Dungeon Master Matthias Valero, and the rest of the Silver Waves of Justice are played by Kendra Carlson, Beth Brophy, and Justin Peck, with a special appearance from Mr. E, Robert Lee. Our next live show is on the books for Saturday, December 16th. We'll be back at the Teatro Zaccone. Doors open at 6:30, dice rolling at 7. There is a Facebook event now, so you can have a social reminder. If you don't use Facebook, shoot us an email. Let me know where it would be useful to have it. By the way, this was episode 50. We got nothing planned. We just wanted to say thanks for listening as long as you have. It's been quite the journey. So many ups and downs for us, and that barely includes a freaking pandemic. It's been nice to hold on to this little piece of before time, and so thank you for caring enough to download and listen. We love y'all. Scott Hebert is a fiscal year 2023 recipient of a Creative Support for Individuals grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board. This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board, thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Thank you to Leland Campana for use of his song Invernum as our theme song. Thank you to the Teatro Zaccone, Mary Fox, and Sarah Rolfson for their support. And once again, thank you all so much for listening to Twin Portals.
the after clip for the last episode was great.
Oh, I didn't get to the end of it.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, yeah, now I remember what it was.
I also love your intro, Scott. Where you what were you trying to say?
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the word. You couldn't get it out. You tried it 3 times, and then just instead of editing out, you just left it in.
Yeah.
I do a lot of editing on Matthias's work that he sends me.
Yeah.
Jesus, no, and that was obviously take 1. Like, and I wasn't tired. I wasn't sick. I was in a good mood. Believe it or not, at the moment, I was thrilled. I mean, I was banging this out. We got lots of time. I'm not stressed out. And then that take was so bad. Once I got to that word that I cannot remember, narrowly. And I keep trying to add extra syllables.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm in the middle of my Japan studies.
Oh.
And
Naruweri.
it's that very specific number of sounds for narrowly. It's like narrowly. It seems like it's how it's supposed to go in my brain. And that's what I was conflicted on for 3 straight attempts. And then I was just like, fuck it.
But like, we don't even say the W. We say narrowly.
I know. But
You don't bring the lip forward.
No, not at all.
Narrowly.
well, I don't do any of it apparently.
Narrowly.
Now I know what word I'm using this episode.
You go right ahead.
Scott, would you say that missed you narrowly?
Barely, I would say.
Barely and narrowly don't quite rhyme.
If you encounter a thin passage, I wouldn't say it's a Y. You could fit through it,